Hey everybody, what's happening? It's your friends here at Slices and Dices with another thrilling episode of Alien RPG: The Lost Worlds. I'm so happy to be back and playing this game once again, and I'm happy that everybody around me is here, and we're all psyched to see what has occurred, to convalesce and to sort of all come to terms with what has just occurred in this campaign, and of course just forge ahead with the missions that have yet to be given out to all of y'all. But nevertheless, things will be what they are. I guarantee it. For those of you who are watching for the first time, I feel like it's important to sort of say hello to all of you new folks. This is Slices and Dices. We are a role-playing game Twitch channel. We have a lot of friends here who we play games with, all kinds of role-playing games, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons or Alien RPG or Call of Cthulhu or any number of games. God, let me just check to see. Yeah, we've played Monty in the last month alone, or 2 months alone. We have played Monty Python, Blade Runner, Merkbur, which is how you pronounce it as far as I know, Mass Effect, Star Wars 5e, Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu,
Everyday Heroes.
And Everyday Heroes. That is correct.
Dread.
We haven't played that in the last 2 months, but Dread absolutely, and Vaesen, which Sarah does. But I mean, yeah, too many to list. Too many.
Been busy.
Too many to list in the overwhelming number of years that we've been playing these games on this channel, and I am looking forward to so many more games with you all. So if you like what we do and you want to support what we do, give us a sub, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and join our Discord, which I'm going to throw in chat right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find it in the doobly-doo, as they call it, below the video in the show notes. So come hang with us, say hi, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't. We're more than happy to talk with you. Beyond that, folks, I just want to say hello to my peeps all in the sort of strange nipple ring below me, like this, one of these kind of things. Yep.
What are you calling us
I'm
today?
calling you the nipple ring of, yeah.
We are not the nipple ring. We are sitting in the nipple ring.
I am the nipple, and you are the ring below me. There we go.
Oh,
right?
God, I'm looking at it, and he's right.
The engineer areola?
Yes. Yes. It's either that or like the U beneath the... Okay, wow. That could have been a lot worse, guys.
Strong start.
Yeah.
Listen, my imagination goes places, and that's the reason why we have such strong game presence.
Why he brought us in. To ruin his imagination.
All right,
Just for you.
Absolutely. So let's go clockwise along the nipple ring. We're calling it that. It's my thing now, so we're calling it now.
Canon.
Yep, it's canon.
If you go counterclockwise, you have to use less teeth.
Jesus Christ. Yes, Patrick. Yes, and Sarah, who looks extremely just completely verklempt. She's lost her shit in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Already.
Sarah, tell people where you can be found upon the internet.
Oh, you can find me.
Oh, geez, look at that. She's starting to yawn already.
Sorry.
Let's get this going.
Way
Let's go. Wake up.
I'm on a lot of muscle relaxers right now.
Oh, this is going to be a good night.
Fucked up my back. No, they actually just make me stupid. So let's see here. I am Sarah. You can find me on the interwebs at Lovely Llama, where I rarely post things, but that is my username. Most likely on our Discord or several other Discords, which, as everyone here can attest to, I'm terrible at keeping up with. But if you ping me, I will eventually see it and answer you. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's it.
Super.
I'll play a game.
Many thank you, Sarahs. Many thank yous, Sarah. God, wake up. I can't. No, I'm on muscle relaxants too. Yes, thank you so much for the delivery. Underneath Sarah, we've got Patrick. Patrick, where can you be found up on the internet, please?
Well, if you're looking for alcohol, you can find me at a bar at 49th and 10th in Hell's Kitchen, New York, called On the Rocks. 4 days a week. I am the closing bartender. You can also find out more about independent whiskey tastings, where I get to talk like this, the way Matt does, about things he's very passionate about, at barrover.com, or myself, Matt, and other DMs working with Cast Party, cast-party.com, where you can sign up for more D&D for any level of beginner to expert nerd.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Moving along the nipple ring, we have Ben. Ben, where can you be found upon the internet, please?
Well, right now you can find me at the bottom of the nipple.
Thank you.
But normally I'm Ironhead454. You can find me on our Discord almost every day. You can also find me on TikTok making stupid videos and 3D printing and making fun of my kids and pets.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful vocation. God, I wish I had that. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Ben. Moving along to Julie. Julie, where you can be found upon the internet, please.
Hello, I'm Julie. Mostly just really on Discord. I've got a TikTok, but I never post anything. I've got
That's
like
okay.
3 videos.
Just watch shit.
like,
I just do
meh.
the same thing, right? Just
Get
watch.
lost in the
TikTok hell.
yes.
TikTok?
So yeah, Discord. You can find me on Discord. I'm Dritz Norris on Discord. You can find me primarily here over in Slices and Dices, and also on our friend channel, Dark Domain. And I've actually got a couple games coming up with Dark Domain in like next couple of weeks. I'm the Pink Power Ranger this Sunday.
All right.
Ooh,
I always wanted to
Love
be
that.
a Power Ranger. You're so cool. Thank you, Julie. And then finally, Marcus. Marcus, where can you be found upon the internet?
Hello. You can find me on the internet at Beardy Beardface, pretty much everywhere, although you won't find much, but I do have, hopefully sometime in the next month or so, some video game content coming to various platforms. So I'll be excited to share that when it comes out.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Like console video games or PC video
A little,
games, or
a little bit of both, a little bit of everything. Some old
Nice.
school, some new stuff.
Oh, dude, I want to watch you
Everything.
play video games.
Yes, it's gonna be a blast.
Nice. I'm so psyched. That's gonna be amazing. I'm so thankful for the 5 of you, and of course for our amazing people in chat, the people who are on our Discord, are part of our Slices and Dices family. I am also thankful for our sponsors, who are awesome and who we cannot thank enough for their amazing contributions to our channel. The sponsors that I want to talk to you about tonight are 4. There are 4 of them that have sponsored this particular episode. The first is called Into the AM, which is a clothing company, an outerwear company. They supply, I will say this until I fall on my face, shrouded in one of their t-shirts. They make the most supple outerwear, t-shirts, and now shorts and hoodies and all that stuff. They first started as like a t-shirt company, and I'm like, they're whatever. And then I bought their t-shirts, and I was like, oh my God, I must get involved with this company, because they make some of the most comfortable, non-shrink t-shirts with the most cool-ass fucking graphics I have ever seen. And I'm super psyched that they are supporting us on this channel. So if you go ahead, and of course you'll see it in the Twitch chat, but also in the doobly-doo, you can use a code to I think it's called Slices Swag to get 10% off your purchase as a discount. So
And it even counts when stuff is on sale.
That's true. So like if there's a 20% sale, and then you can add the 10% on it on top of that. And they got some really cool new, like they had like the same t-shirts for a long time, but now in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, they have some really new cool graphics. I just got like 2, and they're in the mail, and I'm going to be wearing them because I knows about them, but that's okay because what she doesn't know doesn't hurt her. Just making sure she's not around me, because she just pops up at the weirdest times. Like,
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, she's just like, what? Yeah, so Into the AM, of course, the second sponsor is the one that provides us a number of our amazing music and sound effects tracks, and that's Monument Studios. Monument Studios, let me tell you something, folks. Ben, who's working on this great game called Berserker, which I forgot to mention before, Ben is GMing that, and he's like, Matt, I need a whole bunch of music and sound for this Berserker, like Viking-style Morkborg game. I'm like, dude, I got you covered. So I sent him like at least, I don't know, how much has it been? Like 20 gigabytes at least?
Yeah.
It's
Something
it's
like
massive.
that.
And Sarah's got some too.
Mhm.
I due to the deal that I have with Monument Studios, all of the games that we have here on stream are allowed for free use, copyright free. You guys, Monument Studios is such a great company to ally yourself with. Download their shit, of course, purchase it, but download their stuff, use it for your games, and you will be absolutely shocked by the kinds of looks that you will get from your players around the table. They'll be like, "Damn, this is fucking good music, man. This is jamming." Or for more sort of tender or heartfelt moments, you'll feel the emotional like grab of it. For horror games, they've got a whole like 2 to 3, maybe even 4 gigabytes of music that are just for horror games. Scary as fuck. I'm using them in this game.
Changes the game for
It
sure.
totally does. Music
many
is an
good tunes.
experience,
So many good background sounds.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot to wade through, but it's worth it. It's
You
so
sneak
good.
it in on us. I hear like random sounds, and I'm like, "What's
Mhm.
happening?"
yep.
Mhm.
yep.
Play with it.
So yeah, Monument Studios, and you will of course get if you subscribe to their service, which that way the tunes keep on coming. You will get a discount if you go ahead and use our code. So thank you very much for that. And of course, our third sponsor is Jasper Nilsson Siren, the map maker extraordinaire. Siren's Maps. He has his own Patreon. He's been supplying us maps for years, and he's just he and I just talked. He's over in Scandinavia. So he spoke with me earlier this morning about the map that he's making for this next section of Alien. And oh my God, folks. Oh my God, it's so cool. I think he said it's probably the biggest map he's ever made.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So he's
So
kind of like,
sounds like we're not getting back to the big ship for a while, guys.
well, no. That we'll get into that, Sarah. Stop it, you. Stop it, you.
You're the one who teased the giant map.
I did tease a giant map, but you don't know when that map is coming.
That's
I'd like to
He does
cast
these maps like
plot
way in
armor.
advance. Yes, I like to
Yeah,
cast plot
okay.
armor.
true.
I counterspell. Okay, so yeah, that's the third of the sponsors. The fourth one is a brand new sponsor, folks. And I'll tell you what, I've never been like big into dice the way a lot of other people have. I love dice. Don't get me wrong; they're super fun and they're very they're like collectibles. People just love to just get a whole bunch of dice. I'm sure that like people really love dice. Sarah's a dice gremlin. Look at her; she's raising her hand. We all met at SliceCon a month or so ago, and people were buying dice left, right, and center when we were at Hex.
These are my SliceCon dice.
There you go, SliceCon dice.
No, I always, this is part of my tradition. I always buy a set of dice when we meet at Hex for SliceCon.
There you go. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. And we have, of course, Ryan, who has made slices and dices, custom dice. So we thank
They're
you,
very
Ryan,
cool.
for that as well. But I thought to myself, okay, look, I need something cooler than just dice if I'm going to roll something. So I found this company online, and they're called Yarrow Studios, and they had a Kickstarter. And I got in touch with them, and I said, hey, I want to showcase your amazing dice tool. What do you mean, Matt, by dice tool? And I'll show you what I mean. So it comes in a box that looks like this, except it's blurring out. There we go. Oop. Look at that. Look at this, guys. It's a box. Is it a box of dice? Sort of. Why? Because Yarrow Studios has made something called a Dice-O-Matic. The fuck is a Dice-O-Matic, Matt?
I feel like I might have seen
You
this
may have seen
Kickstarter.
this
I think
Kickstarter.
I also know what this is. I'm very excited.
This is so
Yeah.
cool. To have this in my hands now after kickstarting this like almost 2 years ago is kind of amazing. What is it, Matt? It is this. And I'm going to like put this in front of my face so it doesn't blur out. It looks like basically like a card.
I
What?
did see
Kind of
this.
looking like that,
Yep.
right? And there are
I've seen this.
6 of them in this box. This one is my D20. And it's got 2 of them. What? What do you mean? It's a card. It's not D20. No. Watch. As I depress this little thing at the top here,
Mm-hmm.
it shows, except I'm going to need to like put my hand behind it. It shows, where is it?
It's a flat D20.
It shows,
There you go.
it shows the numbers. Let me see if I hold it there and I just do this. See the numbers as they spin.
Nice.
And so you just hold it down,
That's awesome.
and it spins, and then you let go, and it shows the numbers.
Nice.
Nice.
So I can roll anytime I want. I don't have to like roll any dice. I just do boop and bam, done. I got my
No
rolls
table
out.
or tower needed.
No table, no tower, no. Oh god, I lost my dice. Oh shit.
Free
Yeah.
yes and to your promotion. I kickstarted their Pieces of Fate dice coins.
Nice.
So I got the
Nice.
whole set of dice coins.
The imagery on each one of these
They're
things
amazing.
is absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And they're made out of die-cast metal. Look at that.
Very cool.
That's cool.
They have
Dice
lots of
Mojo. Dice
they-
Mojo still counts.
Dice Mojo still
Mhm.
counts 100%. So that's the D20. There's two obviously on ones. There's one that's a D8, a D10. There's one that's two D6s with the little pips on them. It's so great. And so Dice-O-Matic folks, I'm sponsoring them because they're sponsoring us because they sent this to me for free after I told them that I
Nice.
kickstarted their stuff. But they sent me this, and I was so kind. I said they were so kind to have sponsored us. So go to I believe it's. Let me just double check and see if I've got it right. Yeah, just go to Dice. If you look up Dice-O-Matic, because their Patreon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, check it really quickly. Oops, whoops. Hold on a second. Yeah, there it is. Dice-O-Matic. This is where, yeah, Dice-O-Matic. It's at yarrowstudios.com. So if you go to yarrowstudios.com, now that the Kickstarter's done, you can get your own branded whatever you want to change. You can change the actual top of these things to be however you want it to be. It is
That's
so
cool.
cool. It is so very, very cool. Made out of a very, very good quality. And yeah, go ahead and check them out. That's it for sponsors. I say we get into the game. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Here we go, folks. This is episode 6 of The Lost Worlds. So let's go into the recap. Previously on The Lost Worlds. After landing on Gorham Colony, you determined that the colony itself was certainly a shadow of what it once was. Having heard of at least 1 million colonists on this world, you were quite disappointed to find that there were actually only a handful of people left on this arid, hostile planet. 2 families remained. The Parkses and the Marinos. And due to a decades-long feud, neither wanted the other to prosper or even survive. After weathering a horrifying dust storm, you emerged from the basement of the facility to find that one of the Marinos, the youngest, Danny, was dead. And that their harvester worm was set free, wrecking the facility as well as Tucker's tractor, Trina, and killing poor Bella Rose Murphy. The power had been knocked out, so you trudged through the dust, the harsh winds, to the field nodes, which seemed to collect the electricity for the facility, and attempted to restore the power. You found out, shortly after, that several field pylons that ringed the facility and protected it from the local fauna had been damaged. You also found that a horde of space locusts is on its way to devour you all. You split up and found your own ways to restore the power and attempted to bring the pylons back online. It was at that moment that Patrick Parks returned with Maya Marino, the eldest Parks, bringing the youngest Marino as a hostage on his grav sled. You all warily moved towards this conveyance. And Patrick Parks stated that only his family was to survive. The Merinos were to be left to die. And only minutes from the pylons collapsing from the assault, from the millions of space locusts outside the facility, you overpowered Patrick Parks, shot Morgan Parks, his son, and fled the facility as it was destroyed in the cloud of space insects. You reached your SEV, the Solovetsky Island. The cloud of locusts in hot pursuit beat a hasty retreat back into space. With the colony's long data disk in your possession, the last remaining colonists that you were able to contact aboard your ship, and hopefully now say with some measure of satisfaction, mission accomplished? And that's where we begin tonight. So we begin in the hangar bay of the SEV. I'm going to bring you guys.
So this is the extraction vehicle. We're not back up on the big ship yet.
The big ship is the Ionla. That's the colony ship. That's
Yeah.
correct.
We're not back on the Ilanya. We're just back. But we're on. We are on the Solovetsky Island.
That is correct. The Solovetsky Island, piloted by, not Koblenz, but
No, that guy, my buddy. What's his name?
Dudge. How
That's
could I
it,
forget
Dudge.
Dudge? Yeah, Dudge the
Dudge.
pilot. Dudge. Yeah, Dudge came in to rescue you. All the other members of the Solovetsky Island as well, the crew of the Solovetsky Island, all came in to rescue you. And of course, to rescue ICC Inspector Ten Blatchman.
I hate that guy.
Mhm. Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he pretty much does. All right, so let me go ahead and move you guys to that map so you guys can see where you're all at, and then you can tell me what it is that you guys want to do. You guys have a grav sled. So, yeah, you're down one tractor, Tucker, but ho, 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 now I have a grav sled.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I'm gonna phrase it. I feel like the first thing to do is to get off the sled and just like kiss the deck of the ship. My God, what the hell was that? Holy shit! Is everybody all right? Jesus, wait.
Physically, yeah. Mentally,
What
she
the
looks over to
fuck?
all the Parkses and goes, "Not really."
Who has the data disk?
I
This is,
do.
this is a me question.
I
I
have it.
believe, yeah,
Okay,
I believe
Dot has it.
Dot does. Yeah.
Yes, Dot has it.
So yeah, Morgan, from what I remember, Morgan Parks has been broken by gunfire.
Yes, I think his leg got blown off.
His
right in my
leg got
face.
blown off, that's correct.
I am covered in Morgan Parks right now.
Jesus.
Not in a good way.
I believe he's actually one, if I'm not mistaken, he's one shift away from dying, unless medical aid has been applied to him.
Let me.
I thought we did. I don't remember if it's successful or not.
I'm gonna check the chat.
Was he the 41? Was he the broken leg, or is it the severed leg?
No, Patrick has the broken leg. Morgan has the severed
Has the
leg.
severed leg, then yes, it is fatal. There is a -1 on all medicine rolls to treat it at one shift.
That is fair.
So he'll
So-
die in a couple hours, basically.
That is correct. So Morgan is unconscious. Violet is distraught. Yes, she's had her quarrel Morgan. I'm sorry, Violet. Violet is not there. I beg your pardon. Violet is not there. It is Benny,
No, he
Morgan, and
murdered-
Patrick. Yes.
He murdered his wife.
I will not say what happened, but if she
Oh, he
wasn't
murdered
murdered by Morgan, she is certainly dead now. Seeing as the facility is absolutely decimated. So Morgan, Benny, and Patrick are there. Benny, your father is bleeding out. His leg is a bloody stump. Your grandfather is sort of hobbling around after being clocked and then shot by one of y'all. I can't remember who it was exactly. You are greeted on the deck of the Solovetsky Island by your two working Joe androids, James and Miss Sophie, who sort of lug all of you off of the grav sled. Maya, Amelia, and Diego. Maya is absolutely distraught after being held captive by Patrick. Amelia and Diego are sort of huddled together around Maya protectively as the five of you disembark the grav sled. Benny shot his grandfather. That's right. Oh, shit. That's right. Benny did shoot Patrick. So who knows what'll come from that. So yes, James and Miss Sophie are attending to Patrick and Morgan, I think. And I guess
Diego and Amelia have both also been shot, I believe. I know Diego was shot.
Diego was shot. Amelia was not shot.
Okay, yeah. Diego was kind of hanging on by a thread there. I know he got pretty beat up.
That is true. That is true. So I'm going to, unless any one of you guys would like to go ahead and make a medical aid roll, I'm gonna
Fuck
have
those guys. They're all crazy.
I'm gonna have James and Miss Sophie, who are literally working Joe androids. They are not trained for this kind of thing. They would not roll a medical aid. They would simply try to get these people to medbay.
Yeah,
Are there
I'm
medical
a part
staff
of the,
on board?
So there's the only medical staff, quote unquote, on board is Counselor Monroe. She has a modicum of medical experience, but she's not a doctor.
I'm a part of the
Do we-
unhealthcare system, so
Yeah, do we have an auto
Oh,
dock
and a
here
cigar.
on this ship or no?
Yeah, there are auto docks, and there are med pods as well.
Well, then they're fine.
That'll be
Okay.
fine.
Sure, it's fine.
Find some
They're
dirt.
all
rub it on it.
insane and all trying to kill each other. Dot has no use for any of them.
Okay.
Nor does she trust them further than she could throw them.
so are we currently safe?
I would say that yes, you are now in orbit over KOI 2650 spot 01.
Could we
And
reduce our stress by one?
I would say that you can reduce your stress by 1.
All right, I'm gonna light up a cigar and keep an eye on everybody.
Okay.
I feel so relaxed.
How close did the swarm get to us?
It started to basically it covered
Okay.
the Solovetsky Island at one point until you guys went
Yeah.
up into the atmosphere and were able to shed the cloud.
Do I
Dot
need to?
has a space locust carcass.
Okay.
That she has
Yeah.
plans for it.
I was gonna say, do we need to check the cargo sled to make sure that it's not maintaining passengers?
You could if you'd
Oh.
like. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'd love to do a mechanics, some sort of inspection for you.
Okay. Give me an observation.
I would like to aid him in that observation.
Okay. I'll give you a +1 on it.
Cute. I see things and they scare me.
Yeah, Beaucephus, you sort of you run
Who panics?
you run up to you sort of like warily approach the grav sled.
Yeah.
And like you hear like a little like sort of maybe static electricity discharge that comes out of the grav sled underneath it, and you're like, "Ah, fuck!" And you're just like your hands are shaking.
Okay. Okay. Well, at least not that big fucker.
Benny, you watch as Miss Sophie picks up Morgan's body and James picks up Patrick's body, and they walk towards the elevator.
Benny, I guess, follows.
Okay. I will bring the 5 of you to deck A.
Clark is gonna walk over to Bo as he's checking out this grav sled,
Okay.
and he's gonna just kind of stand awkwardly, like not actually looking at him, but uncomfortably close, and say, "I'd just like to say that I am sorry that we had to leave your agricultural machine behind. It seems that that device means a lot more to you than maybe it should, but nonetheless, I'm sorry." And then he walks away.
I thought doctors are supposed to be good at bedside manner, he calls after him.
And you see Clark, like if you're looking at him from behind, he kind of like, you see his head tilt slightly, like he heard it, but he just keeps walking.
Wrong kind of doctor.
Watching that go down, Dot jumps into this power loader over here and looks over at Bo and is just like, "Would a hug make you feel better?" And starts opening and closing the power loader over.
Sort of gently use the maintenance wrench to keep the arm up. I just don't understand how they don't realize that a sensitive machine is just as important as a person. You gotta respect it and listen to it. That's not that complicated. Why does everybody look like some weird when I spend time with my machines?
Now,
It's not that difficult.
Tucker, you're aware that the Solovetsky Island, although you have a certain emotional connection to your tractor, it's an oldie but goodie, it does in fact have a contingent of vehicles aboard the ship. So it currently carries 3, used to have 4, but now it has 3 Daihotai 8x8 tractors, as well as 4 AlphaTech XT37C 4x4 off-road vehicles,
Okay.
2 heavy excavators, which look like giant, like fucking cranes, and 2 EVA salvage and rescue pods, which are basically, they're basically like open the pod bay doors, Hal. Those big like circular EVA ships, right?
We used those in the Marine campaign,
You
right?
did, that's right.
Or no,
Well,
the,
you used them in the Heart of
uh,
Darkness campaign.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Correct.
off-roaders are like the little
They're like the
monkeys.
Stingers, if you remember what the Stingers looked like. They're 4x4
Oh
vehicles.
yeah. They're smaller.
They're basically just like,
Like the Halo Mongoose.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be sad about it and probably make a whole ritual out of it. But I am gonna get a can of spray paint and just write Trina 2 on the side of one of them, and that's
Nice.
probably gonna be a lot of my downtime.
Nice,
'Cause
nice.
I'm probably going to, having spent time with an older model Daihote, I'm probably going to, when I'm off camera doing stuff, work with a series of like, I'm going to make some adjustments so that there's a little bit more give to the suspension, try and spend a little bit of time to make sure that there are other that are normally tighter than certain vehicles, make sure that if there's any sort of swap out parts for our particular needs, that I can have the sort of Swiss Army knife nature that I had built into Trina as a multi-purpose tractor.
Okay.
And I'm going to make sure I set the scanning tuners to prospecting, and I think based off of all of this, if there's any way to adjust the inside life readings to sort of double as the motion detectors for like knowing that there are now life forms that are absolutely fucking terrifying. I think part of what Tucker's whole downtime adjustment will be is the awareness that there are things out here trying to kill us, and I'd like to start attempting to be methodical if the dice will let me.
Okay, I will accept that if you want to make all these kind of like strange and very useful adjustments to the standard Daihotai tractor, modding it essentially, I don't have a problem with that. It may take time to do that, right? It's not like you just
Not
snap
a
your
rush.
fingers and then boop, all of a sudden these new mods come on board.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the idea of you having another tractor for me to destroy.
It's hurtful. Hurtful. I was gonna say it's mostly just flavor at this stage, but now I'm gonna do it to spite you.
Oh, oh no! I'm so scared. Okay, so yeah, you guys are. I guess
So
you guys
it's-
are still in the hangar bay.
Is the Solovetsky Island taking us back to the Eonla? Or do we
So
need to go into cryo or what? I kind of want to know what the
Great
progression of
question.
time is here.
So the way it worked when you first approached KOI, we'll just call it Gorham Colony, easier.
Mm-hmm.
The Ionla sent 2 SEVs. One was yours, and one was the USCSS Typhoon. It was a similar craft to yours. It looked exactly the same, except for the fact that it, has said the USCSS Typhoon on it, obviously, and had a totally different crew. So they're off viewing other colonies and missions just like yours to make sure that there are life readings and there are possible resources with which the companies that have come along this way can be, happy to utilize, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all needed to come back to the Ionla with their reports.
So we are headed back to the Ionla. Why can't I say that word?
Ionla.
Today.
That's right.
So we're all headed. We are currently headed back to the Ionla. Is that
correct?
A straight trip or is that a cryo sleep trip?
It is. So, great question. Let's review very quickly.
Because I can't remember if we went into cryo between
you did.
the Solovetsky and the Gorham.
Yes. So going FTL, faster than light, in any craft depends on its FTL rating. How fast it goes through the parsecs of space depends greatly on how fast it can go. If it has a higher FTL rating, it's a slower ship, and if it is a lower FTL rating, it is a faster ship. Your ship is a relatively fast ship for how big it is. It has an FTL rating of 10, which means that it can cross 1 parsec in 10 days. Now, being in FTL has a distinct disadvantage if you are awake. Through the, century of time that it took to advance this particular facet of technology, it was found that if you are awake during FTL trips, it causes neurological distortions. And the only way to prevent that is to actually go into cryosleep. That prevents the neurological distortions from affecting the human brain. So the more often that you are in faster than light travel, not asleep, more often, unfortunately, you will be affected by neurological distortions. So that's why most of the time, if you're on long trips, people decide to go into cryosleep.
Well, I guess, is this a long trip? Is the
It's
answer
10
I'm
days.
looking to.
It's 10 days.
But it's 10 days of
You did-
sleeping. Because you want us to
correct.
role-play our training. Are we role-playing our training on this ship or on
You could do...
the Ionla?
I would say it depends what you want to train.
Okay.
So you guys have a whole lot of experience points with which you can use to advance your levels and advance your statistics in your character. So you can do things whilst you are prepping for FTL and cryosleep, or you can, depending on what you are wanting to train in, if you don't see anyone around you to train in that particular capacity, or if you find a different story way of translating that into something like, oh, I want to find someone on the Ionla who can do X, or who can train me in Y, then you'll probably want to wait till you get to the Ionla to do that.
I know how I'm going to train my stuff, but I want to be on the Ilanya.
Ionla.
I want to be on the Ionla to do it.
Okay.
So in that case, Dot, as we know, is literally soaked in blood right now. So she will hop down from the power loader, probably leaving some bloody handprints on the control levers. And she's gonna go hit the showers because she's disgusting. And then once she is showered and in clean clothing, she is going to take, well, as clean as her clothes ever get, she's going to take the space locust corpse and hide it in Chesterton's cryosleep pod.
Okay. I
Fucked
love
up.
Right by the feet underneath the blanket.
It's so fucked up.
Yep.
Well, we know
forget-
who
I
the
don't-
rival is for Dot.
I don't even remember what he said to me in the last session, but as soon as he did, I'm like, I'm putting a space locust in that fucker's bed.
I say a lot of things to people that
Does.
that don't like.
He does.
You know,
An accident.
Marcus, as much as I wanted to make you my buddy just so that I could annoy the shit out of you trying to be your friend, I
I think we're better as rivals, though.
I
Yeah.
think this is going to be more fun.
Yeah,
so
It's gonna be
I'm
great.
for it.
All I want to know is, do you have to go into cryosleep to make the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs.
Talk to Han Solo about that, sir.
I
don't
mean, if
know.
you want to talk about neural degeneration, that might be your answer.
Okay, so, Dot, if that's the case, I will remove you from the hangar
Yeah,
bay
you can
as
take
well.
me out of the hangar bay. She is trying not to think about what it is as she scrubs all of the blood off of her. Because it's not like she's never seen anybody injured before. She grew up in a mining colony, but she's never had it sprayed in her face before
Okay.
while fleeing from space locusts.
Savage, Clark, and Tucker, what do you guys want to do? Where do you guys want to go, if anywhere?
I have a question.
Yeah.
There some type of lab type rooms on this?
Oh, yeah, there's
vessel?
3 of them. There's 3 science labs.
Because I'll tell you my intention, and you tell me if that's something that I can do.
Sure.
I assume not quite as much as Dot, but I assume there's some type of matter on my person from our time on that planet.
Uh-huh.
I would like to go spend some time in the lab,
Okay.
analyzing, seeing if I can find different materials to analyze and research and study.
Cool. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, there's probably a whole bunch of either mineral or vegetable or animal matter that has been festooned upon you during your day down on that planet.
So that's what Chesterton is going to go do. He's going to find a lab to start digging
I'll put you
through
in the
some
lab
stuff.
on deck A once we get there.
Great.
How about you, Savage?
Once we've cleared our sled of anything, I'll clean my suit, clean my rifle, clean me, and then I guess, prep for the sack unless somebody needs me.
Cool. Okay. And then Tucker.
Speaking of somebody needing Savage, I think Tucker is going to have a moment where he sort of sidles on up to the pre-cryo area and is like, Sarge, how the hell did you keep your cool down there? Like, that was absolutely terrifying. And those things are, unnatural's not even the right word. They were massive. And you were cool as a cucumber. How did you do that?
Some of it was training, and this isn't my first shit show.
I would love to understand what kind of shit shows you have gone through.
Yeah.
And whether you want to montage it or just RP some stuff out, I think Tucker would try to learn how to keep his cool and not get so panicky from spending time with USCMC trained Marine.
I think that's a great idea. You guys
I
can
think we can do that.
You guys can figure a quick scene out, perhaps like a little an 80s montage.
Guitar
There we go.
riffs, aiming
Yeah.
the gun, learning how to breathe carefully, so that I can get
Yeah.
Nerves of Steel as my first talent for the level up.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna give you Nerves of Steel for your talent. So yeah, it's, like you guys see over the next day or so before you guys hit the cryo bays, Savage and Tucker are like, undergoing stressful situations, and Savage is, attempting to make sure that Tucker doesn't ever lose his cool. Savage is like, he's telling Tucker to stand at attention, screaming shit at him like a drill sergeant. And Tucker's like, he starts to like quiver like a bowl of jelly, and he's like, and Savage's like, keep your fucking cool, keep your cool. And Tucker eventually, like, you see this sort of steely look in his eyes, and he just loses it. Like, it all just starts to wash away. And like, you just see, like, it focuses in on his hand, which at the beginning was like jittering and like curled into a fist, and then it's just like smooth. And he's just like, he's getting ready, almost like he understands himself better.
Wax on, hammer off.
Exactly.
Cool.
While we're doing that, I'm gonna put us both through a lot of PT and some like obstacle course kind of stuff, and then get myself toughness.
Oh,
Nice.
look at that. So you guys have a little thing going on there. So Savage
80s high five.
Yeah.
and freezes in the air.
Absolutely.
Cool. So Savage gets toughness. Tucker gets Nerves of Steel. Very useful talents for both of you. So I will then move you guys, all of you, Clark, Savage, Tucker, and Dot. I'll put you back on deck A, and we will mosey on down to deck A.
Where everybody knows your name.
Indeed.
You'll do a shifty ping us.
I will. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Well, you're all in different places on the ship, so.
Yeah, but I mean just deck A in general, because I can't see where I am.
Correct. I will bring you all to deck A.
Oh, I thought it was the way you moved our tokens. I thought this was a big map with the decks on different spots. I got you. I got you.
Give me 1 second. Guys. So, for example, Hank, I think you'd probably like be in the mess hall, perhaps. Toughness now gives you 6 health instead of 4. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very useful. Chesterton, you're in the lab. Science lab A.
He is.
So I'm going to put you right there.
Ooh, I can see.
You sure can. Tucker, you've just gone through the ringer with maybe you're with Savage. Maybe you guys are like sharing coffee and cornbread.
Okay.
Eat it. It's good for you.
Exactly. In the mess hall.
It's just so starchy.
It's so starchy.
Actually, after Dot takes a shower and plants the space locust, she'll come find those two because she wants to ask Savage about the gun and also give him the ammo that she picked up on the planet.
Okay. So I will put you, Dot, in the mess hall with them then. There you go.
Cool.
And of course, Benny, you're still in the you're in the what's it called? In the infirmary. Benny's in the infirmary with Morgan and Patrick, who have been put into auto docks. Lakota Monroe, who's the ship's counselor, is sort of seeing to them specifically. And they're being overseen by the two androids, James and Miss Sophie. So Benny's over here, for example. Ooh, I don't know why Benny can't see.
I had to click out of Roll20 and back in, and when I came back, I lost vision again.
Okay, hold it for 1 second. I think I
Sorry.
know why. Fix it. Save.
But I didn't need to see anything at the moment, so I wasn't saying anything.
That's fine. Now I think you should be able to see. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, Lakota Monroe, who's the sort of she's you probably think she's probably from either New Zealand or some other Maori island. She's attending to Morgan and Patrick, who have been saved from death, so to speak, from their injuries from these autodocs. So let's move over to Dot, Savage, and Tucker, who obviously want to have some kind of a little conversation here.
Yeah. Can you shift ping back to us? So
I
I
sure
see
can.
yours? Thanks.
Shift ping.
Grazie. If you two want to talk a little bit before she shows up, go for it, because she does have to go shower and plant a roach.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I understand how to do some technical things very well, but some of the people-to-people stuff, I'm just not good at it. And like, I was frozen stiff down there. I couldn't save her. And I know it wasn't entirely my job, but like, how do you know when to be a cool cucumber and when to jump into action?
It's less of a no and more of it just kicks in. The more you train for these kind of things, when the crap hits the fan, the switch just flips, and you just go into action.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll learn how to do that by watching you a little bit more.
We'll get you in there.
Are we gonna keep the other young one with us, or do you think they're gonna replace her with our next expedition with someone who's like people friendly and all good at talking, like we had with Bella Rose? And I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
gesture towards
Hopefully,
Do you
hopefully
say
we.
that as Dot is walking up about me being replaced?
No, about Benny being replaced.
Oh.
Hopefully-
Shoehorning in a thing
Her.
for the plot.
I mean, I think you know that Benny is
Not long for this role.
well, no, that's sort of above board, right? We know that
Yeah.
Julie's
Yeah.
playing
None of
Benny,
us
but
are.
I think that you know that for all intents and purposes, these folks are passengers, right? These are colonists. The Parkses, the Marinos, yes, they've been segregated for the purposes of keeping them alive to their own portions of the ship. But the Marinos, the 3 remaining Marinos, and the Parkses, the 3 remaining Parkses, are in different portions of the ship, specifically because you know that if they ever came within sight of each other, they would probably kill each other.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully they bring us another talker.
I mean, maybe we can work on that too. Maybe we just get better at the talking to each other, like a team.
That might be.
If only there were a thing we could study for 10 days that would get us good at talking to other people.
Doesn't have to be here, you know. It could be in any other place.
I think there's going to be some bonding between Tucker and Savage as he starts to figure out, like, okay, we learned a lot on this first expedition. What can we do better on the next one? How can we be prepared for extreme situations?
Getting ready for the next shit show.
Just afraid
At
to
which
mechanic.
point, speaking of shit shows, that's when Dot will roll up. And she's gonna roll up, kind of like perch a cheek on the edge of the table and plop Crazy Grandpa's pistol down. And she's gonna be like, just look at Savage and say, just the man I was looking for. There's no way in hell I'm giving that crazy old man his gun back, so can you show me how to clean this?
I certainly can. Oh yeah, he
Awesome.
quickly shows her how to field strip it, get all the nooks and crannies clean, oil it, throw it back together, and even give you some pointers on shooting.
Yeah, like she's just watching you the whole time, fascinated. And after you do it once, she's like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I got that. All right. And she's gonna just come sit over here and just start taking it apart and putting it back together. And I'm not actually putting any points into range combat, but on this particular go around, I'm sure I will eventually. But at this point, she just wants to know she can take care of the damn thing, and she'll worry about shooting it later.
Cool.
I'm so proud.
Well, she did come from a place where they had to fix their own shit when it broke, so she knows how to fix things, but just has never had to fix a gun before.
Fair enough. Okay. Cool. Clark, what are you up to? Let's flip to you for a second.
So there's a couple of things. So I am doing some analyzing of whatever mysterious goo and particulate that I found on my person. Just trying to get a better understanding of what kind of stuff we were dealing with on that planet. But there's also something else that I'm trying to figure out. And that's I would like to kind of in secret from the other characters. I would like to. I'm attempting to upgrade Trina 2 or write a plan to give to Tucker to help him make some improvements to Trina 2 as Chesterton's own kind of awkward way of trying to help. So it's not my primary field of study, I would say, but I think that Clark does have the brain power to maybe make some suggestions and write some studies out, some things out to be able to be helpful to Tucker.
Yeah, I think what you could probably do is you could download the schematics of what these Daihotai tractors are, right? Because that's the first step is like, okay, well, if I'm going to help him mod this fucking thing, I can understand a little bit about electrical engineering. So you like probably pull off the shelf and digest within maybe an hour or so a whole bunch about electrical engineering, which you, being a scientist, know a modicum of information about, but not, it's not your forte, as you said. So, probably within an hour or two of study, you're able to decipher what kind of systems that the Daihote has so that you can help to improve it. By the way, folks, at this point, considering it's probably been an hour or so since you guys have left the planet, I would consider this close to halfway through a shift, so you can reduce almost in its entirety of all of your stress.
Yay.
We love that.
So your stress is gone. But note that a shift, or very close to a shift, has completed. And you folks know that your next task will be to reunite with the Yanla. You know that most likely preps to go underway with FTL have already started. So, Clark, I'm not even going to have you roll for that because I think that's really cool. So let's just say that that's a success. Yeah, I think what we want to try to do is let's see if we can round out Benny's story. Because we have Savage, Clark, Tucker, and Dot all sort of starting to know each other a little better. Maybe, dare I say, become friends a bit. But I think it's important to note how at least the story ends for Benny. He disembarks off the Unload with his parent and his grandparent. And we may never see him again. So I think it's important to have that bit of story. I'm gonna shift ping so we go back to that portion of the ship. Benny, you've watched as Lakota Monroe sort of monitor the vitals for Morgan and Patrick. She walks over to you. She says, and I'm going to butcher a New Zealand and or Australian accent, so you must excuse me. But she says, "Young man, I'm afraid your grandfather is taking a turn for well, I don't know how long he's gonna last. He's quite old. He's infirm and he's lost a lot of blood. The med pods could do what they could, but there's very little that I can do. I don't have medical training. I could put him in the auto dock for days and it wouldn't make much of a difference. He's dying."
Benny just shakes his head and is on the outside. All you see is him just shaking his head, and he's like, his eyes are glassy and glazed over, and inside he is freaking out. I just killed my grandfather. I just killed my grandfather. I killed my grandfather. He's dying. He's gonna die. He's dead. He's dead.
Are you saying this out loud, Benny?
All inside.
All inside.
You just see on the outside. You just see him shaking his head and like staring off into space, like his eyes like 50-yard stare. But he's shaking his head. He's sitting on a chair, just kind of rocking, and he's the realization that he's just killed his grandfather, and he doesn't feel as bad about it as he feels like he should, and that makes him feel guilty because he's torn. He feels like he did the right thing, but this is family, this is blood, and what did he just do? And where is his place in the family now that this has happened? Like, what is he supposed to do? He's losing everything he's always known. He's never known anything but that planet, and it's been complete hell. It's been a complete shit show. But now what? He doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know what he's doing. Will he be accepted in his family? So he's really just sitting there, rocking in this chair back and forth, shaking his head, and not responding to the doc.
Counselor Monroe puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, I understand what it's like to lose someone. I know this is hard. But you can't blame yourself for what happened down there. Can't.
His look turns angry and he looks at her. You don't know anything.
She sort
And he
of
turns back and
purses her brow,
goes back
takes
into that.
a step back. And as you turn away, you find a rather forceful hand on your shoulder that grips it and turns it around. And you see, staring back at you, Benny, Counselor Lakota Monroe, and her face is... It's quite frightening. Her eyes drive into you like nails of steel. And she says, don't turn your back on me. You need to come to grips with life. You're just a young man. When I was your age, I had... And she stops. I had done things in my life that I regret. I'm simply trying to help you not make the mistakes I did. Can't blame yourself. Guilt will erase you from the inside out.
I did what I had to do.
What do you mean?
That's all I did. Just did everything I had to. That's it.
It's all right. And her grip sort of relaxes. Says, you'll come to terms with death. We all do. But you have to say goodbye.
How's Patrick?
That's your grandfather, right?
Patrick's dying. How about Morgan? Sorry.
Yeah. Your father he's got a broken leg. He's under sedation. So if he's looking at him right now. But, yeah, he'll live.
There's that. He shakes his head and seems to calm down a little bit, but just kind of starts staring back off at his face again.
He's under sedation, so he is knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Benny's just kind of doesn't really want to talk to these people. He's a brooding teenager. He doesn't want to talk about his emotions. Are you kidding me?
Of course.
Come on now. No. He's trying to mask it with anger, but right now he's just really kind of just like
Right.
not there.
So Monroe looks at you and she says, now, just want to let you know what's going to happen in the next few hours. This ship is going to head back to it's a large ship. It's a colony ship. It's called the Ianla. It's going to take us quite a lot of it's going to take us a long time if we weren't to go faster than light. So we're going to have to go faster than light. I don't know if you've ever been in a ship that's gone faster than light.
Never.
It's not a pleasant experience if you're awake. I'll tell you that. It's not for a very long period of time. So you're gonna have to go into cryostasis, along with you did. There's only 18 cryo bays aboard this ship. There's 17 at last count of all of us, including our new friends, self and the other family. Luckily for us, James and Miss Sophie don't have to, well, they don't have the same problems that we have. They'll take care of the ship while it's in FTL. So, gonna need you to prep for it.
What am I supposed to do?
It's not scary or nothing. It's just like you go to sleep, you wake up after about 10 or 11 days, wake you back up, and then you'll see that we live docked with a much larger ship, the Yanla. That you and your father, hopefully your grandfather, is still around. You'll go on board. But I have to know. I heard tell from James and Miss Sophie that there was quite a lot of violence between yourself and the other family, the Marinos, eh?
Yeah, we should not be together. That's a bad idea.
No, I'm not going to say that you should. I'm going to say that you should be as far away from each other as possible.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's bad blood, man. There's bad blood. It things went bad. Things were bad for a long time, but they got worse, and it's no good. We gotta.
It's
Can't
alright.
be together.
It's alright. I understand. It's fair to say that people can hold on to grudges for a very long time.
I think it's just best we have our space.
Well, we'll make sure that the marshals are aware that your family should be kept apart when you arrive.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What was left down there? I know that you guys left in a hurry.
Nothing. Nothing but a violent planet that the only goal it had was to kill us. Every day.
You know, I come from Earth. We all come from Earth. Probably you're thinking, you've heard stories about Earth. My people are from a set of islands where it felt like growing up, like the very land wanted to kill you. Beautiful islands, but terrifying sometimes.
I wouldn't say there was anything beautiful about this planet.
Well,
just violence.
Perhaps we can find a different place for you all to live.
That would be nice.
Anyway, enough of that. Like I said, we're going to keep an eye on your granddad. Hopefully he does well, but I can't say that it's going to end up well. So if you have nothing to say to him now, I think it's best that you just let him sleep.
I can't. Nothing. No.
All right. Take care, and I'll see you in the cryo bays in a few hours, all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that we fade on that scene.
Matt, you know who your voice of that character is a dead ringer for?
Tell me.
Korg from the Thor movies.
Thank fucking God! Okay, I did it right!
Spot on.
That was the New Zealand accent I was shooting for. Holy shit.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I did it, folks!
The pile of rocks.
Accent unlocked.
You've leveled up.
I've leveled up my accents. I have 17 accents now, folks, that I can do relatively well. Okay.
You call them accents, other people call them personalities.
I think they are just
Fine.
personalities inside my head. You're fucking right.
Yeah.
Which one's the real Matt?
And
Okay.
do they all have names?
Yes. And for $10 per month, you can find out exactly which ones are the right names. Just subscribe to my Patreon. Okay. I think we will fast forward, if you guys are ready, to go to cryo sleep. Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
In time, I think all of you arrange yourselves in cryo. And
Don't forget what's in Chesterton's bed.
Well, on that note, this is not because of the information that I know that Chesterton doesn't know. Can I not go to cryo sleep? I have a reason.
Can I also not go to cryo sleep?
Oh
for
my
reasons?
goodness,
Oh
you guys want to
God.
stay awake for 10 days? Sure. Okay. You sure about this?
These fuckers.
Oh, I mean, no, not at all. But
Okay, fair
like,
enough.
I have goals.
I definitely want to spend some of the 10 days not going to sleep.
Yeah, like not at all, but like I don't.
Let me.
Me, Marcus does not know the protocol here. Can I stay awake for a day and then go to cryo sleep later? Do I have to stay awake for 10 days?
No, you don't have to. Well, each day that you stay, if it goes into FTL, you have to make a roll if you're not in cryosleep. And depending on what that roll is, things may not go very well. That's all I have to say.
But is it like, I guess the question is it like dinner on a cruise ship where like if you don't show up on time, like you're done? Or is it like I can like self-reporting?
You can put yourself.
I can
yes,
just show up to my
you
pod and go
can
to sleep.
absolutely. In Alien, people wake up from cryosleep. People go to cryosleep by themselves. And in Aliens, Ripley puts Newt into cryosleep and then goes into cryosleep herself, obviously. So you're able to self-administer, so to speak, right? It's not
Okay,
like you have to do this with another person.
Great.
The key thing to understand is that most people will do a few things before they go into cryosleep. Just because being in cryosleep, especially for a certain period of time, especially as long as you have just getting to the Lost Colonies, you had to take an enormous amount of drugs just to stay hydrated. So there's a drug called hydration. Hydrate with an 8.
Yeah.
That people administer to themselves or to others to retain hydration. Otherwise, the amount of dehydration that you feel after a long cryosleep is akin to waking up with the worst headache of your life and the worst sandbag in your mouth feeling that you have ever felt. Some people feel it so distinctly that they have a very hard time just mobilizing. They can't move because their body is so dehydrated that they like all of their tissues have dried out. So it's
And
important.
on that note, everyone drink some water.
Yeah, drink water, folks. If you don't drink water,
This is water.
this is water.
Water,
Yes.
because we're all complicated plants.
Water.
Hydrate,
No, but I think
ladies.
I think for Chesterton's purposes, I want to stay awake like a day, and I think I don't think it needs to be a part of the narrative that he figures out. Like he makes it to where he takes the necessary things at the necessary time to stay awake an extra day after everyone else goes into cryo. Like we're not in jail. Like I feel like he just does that.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm going to move all of the crew members. So that's Dudge, Quintana, all of the non-PC ones, right? So we're talking Dudge, Quintana, Amir, Monroe, Blatchman, and Koblenz. Those are the 6. I'm going to move them to cryo. They'll be in one cryo bay. James and Miss Sophie will keep the ship. They'll put it on autopilot and set you guys to the last coordinates of the other cryo bay. There are 8 cryo tubes, by the way, in one cryo. So there are a total of, move all of you guys to cryo bay 2. Savage, Dot, Tucker. And of course, you'll share it with some friends.
Oh, these assholes. But can you shift ping us, please?
Yes, I will once I've removed everybody and put them in their
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
There's a lot of people I gotta move.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine.
Oh, Blends is actually in. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then got Diego. Clark. Sorry for this. This is absolutely riveting. There we go. Shift pinging.
Cool.
And
This
there we
is
all are.
entertaining TV.
I'm sure.
Seeing these psychopaths are sharing their cryo area, Dot takes the gun into her cryopod with her.
Okay.
Does not
Nice.
trust any of
I love
these
that.
other people at all.
So who's staying out of cryo before? I think it's just Clark, right? Or am I wrong? Or is it Clark and Tucker?
And Tucker said he
Yeah, me too.
was also staying.
I got
So-
some ideas.
He
Totally
doesn't
fair.
necessarily want anyone to know, by the way. He's not like announcing, like, by the way, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to be up for a while.
Right.
It's not like heist level trying to keep it a secret, but he has adjusted his behavior to maybe lead people to believe that he'll be right there.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
If
all
necessary.
of the cryo bays come down at the same time. So like people are getting in, and everyone's like, "Where the fuck is Clark? Where the fuck is Tucker? Like, we're supposed to do this."
In the lab.
So there's like a sigh you hear from Amir, and she stands up. Now, Amir, if you need to be reminded, Hamida Amir is the security chief. So she's kind of in charge of making sure everything goes as planned, order-wise. She stands up, she's like, damn it. She's got a relatively thick upper crust British accent. And she says, she sort of steps towards the comms, and she presses the comms, and she says, Dr. Clark! Dr. Clark! Bloody hell. Has anyone seen Dr. Clark?
Check his lab.
Bloody. So she, she's in her, she's walking around in her skivvies, essentially. And if Clark is in his lab, still, then she'll walk swiftly down the hallway to the lab. And Clark, I don't know if you've locked the door or not, but if the door is not locked, then she opens the door swiftly and enters.
Yeah, he has not locked the door.
Yeah. So yeah, she enters and she says, "Doctor, we're going to start cryo sleep now. I think it's important for you to join us, unless you have any particular plans of not doing so."
No, yes, I am well aware of the protocol. I will be there momentarily. I just need to finish this. Please, thank you.
What is it that you are finishing?
He's actively, just for the visual, he is actively leaned over. This is not a show. He is actively like doing shit. And so he just kind of like brushes it off.
She sort of steps in and leans over your shoulder. May I ask what you're doing?
He takes a breath, like when you've been interrupted from something that you've been like well into, like when your kid comes in and says your name for the 50th time, and you're like, all right, fine, I'll stop what I'm doing to answer your dumb question. He inhales, takes a breath, and says, I could attempt to explain to you the exact parameters of my experiment that I am deeply, deeply involved in right now, but I have a striking suspicion that you wouldn't have the faintest idea of what I'm talking about. So if you could please leave me alone to finish my work, I will be there presently. And he looks back down and goes back into his situation.
She mumbles something under her breath and then stalks away. And reunites at the cryo bay. As she comes into the cryo bay, she passes by you, Tucker, and she's saying, bloody fucking scientists, they're nothing. Hello.
Hi there.
Are you joining us as well?
In a little bit, I'm finishing up a couple diagnostics on the.
Why doesn't everyone just finish up what they're doing and get in the fucking cryo bay?
Yeah, that's an appropriate level response to someone doing their job with purpose.
Your job is to be safe, and your safety is my job.
And my safety and the safety of the people who are in my tractor when I am down there doing the work we're assigned to do is making sure the equipment is ready. We have learned a whole lot on this particular situation, and I don't know what the hell is down there. And if there are more fucking creatures, actually, is the thing still in Chesterton's bed?
The locust, I assume so. I mean, because he hasn't gone there, so it's probably still there.
Can I see it?
No,
you haven't.
I hid it.
Okay.
I hid it under a blanket at the foot so that he would get in and stick his
She
feet
says
up.
off camera.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm cleaning up cat pee.
She's like, no.
Oh no, which cat?
pee.
No.
Baby cat.
Aww.
Oh well, it's learning. All right.
Then I'm gonna point back out towards the sled while raising my voice and being like, listen, if there's more weird things out there, because this universe is full of shit that does not care that we are just here doing our jobs, then being prepared and making sure people are safe when we are down there is part of my job. And you can trust that if I'm doing my job, then you have done your job. I just need to finish a little bit. I'm going to get some caffeine pills from the med bay, and then I'm going to finish my work after I finish the task. Is that acceptable? And I'll roll a manipulation if you want to know.
Yeah, good. Make a manipulation roll. It's
Hell
fine.
yeah.
Let's go.
Don't panic.
Well, he can't. He's very little stress. In fact, if anything.
Possible. Nope, but not a success either.
Yeah, she says, listen, I'm not going to tell you again. I need you to remand yourself to cryo, please.
Kill her.
I'm just going to go put my wrench away, and I'm going to show that I've still got the maintenance jack strapped to the holster, and I'm going to go walk off in the direction of the maintenance bay, absolutely planning on finishing my task and ignoring her.
Okay. Fair enough. Maintenance bay is actually down one level.
Yeah.
So she sees you go out the door of the ready room. And she follows you.
Persistent.
That's what she is. She's nothing if not persistent. And as you walk towards the junction to go down the stairs, she will make a close combat move on you to grab you by the arm.
Great. Opposed grapple?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hell yeah. No bonuses, right?
That's correct.
Push. Fuck it. I don't care.
You want to you want to push? Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so you can't do that. Let's see how she does. 3 successes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, she
Okay,
grabs you, and
okay,
with the strength
fine.
of a woman, probably 3 times what you would expect someone this sinewy and small to have, muscle-wise, she just like lifts you under the arm, and you find like there's like a whole nerve cluster underneath your
Ow!
armpit, and she's like, "You will get in that bloody cryo bay, or I will knock you out and drag you in there myself." If there's something that you need to do that you find it so important, you can do it when we get to the Yanla.
I somehow feel out of character that your failure is my fault.
I here's the thing. I want to justify a whole bunch of shit for Tucker's level up in my head.
Sure.
The dice don't give a shit.
Dice don't care.
Listen, when we were down there, I think he's gonna slump into the pinch and just sort of collapse like wet spaghetti and just be like, I froze. We couldn't do anything. There are giant bugs and a freaking sand buffalo worm thing that just ripped everything apart because these planets, they don't care which of the corporations are in charge. They don't understand. And I am not fucking signed up for this. This is all supposed to be clear territory, and we're just supposed to mine, harvest, and collect money, doing the labor. This shit is out of fucking control already, and I am a little wired. I am not ready to go to bed yet, if you're gonna be a mother about it. Can I finish a task, and then I shall come to bed right away, mother? Not you, mother. Yell at the computer if there's a
Yeah, exactly. The computer's like, "Sorry, I didn't understand." Like the Alexa voice
Please
comes out of nowhere.
repeat command. Command outside of parameter.
Shake the arm off. Look, I'm just...
Amir
I want to be useful, all right?
Amir
I
sort
can't
of
be
looks at
useful
you.
down there. Maybe I can do this.
She just sort of like puts her finger on your lips for a second, Tucker. Not in a sexy way.
Yeah.
She just like does this. And she stares at you, and she sort of like looks at you up and down. She like looks into your eyes. She goes, "Never sleep, right?"
Thinking about it, yeah. Maybe if I got something done productive, I could earn the sleep. I don't know if I'm gonna have nightmares after that fucking thing. Listen, it wasn't even the size of a tractor. It was the size of a goddamn
Shut
train.
up. I know one when I see one. Go get it. Come right the fuck back. I'll give you 20 minutes. That's it.
I guess I head to the med bay and get my never sleep.
Okay. So Tucker, you run swiftly down the hallway, like in bare feet, essentially. Press the bay door. Med bay doors are unlocked, of course, at this point, because who locks anything on a ship that you own? And you find several different, medical provisions. You find a canister of never sleep pills.
I'm gonna put. So I have an absurd amount from the actual thing. I have 21 never sleep pills for some reason. I think it was all the rolls. Oh no, it was the stash I found.
That's right.
I am gonna surreptitiously put a bunch of them in my locker afterwards, because I don't think she knows that there's still some in my coveralls. My
No, she didn't clock that.
flight suit. So I think I am going to go get the container and rattle it as much as possible while playing with one. I'm going to find the lowest container that's nearly empty, make the most noise as possible to speed up the covering of it, and just sort of fiddle with it. I'm going to I think I'm going to let the shame that I tried to confess to her that she was not in the mood for be genuine shame masking as the shame of what she's assuming is wrong with me, and play that genuine to its hilt to sell the minor deception, because it's just one. It's what's one never sleep pill? It's not
Right.
gonna hurt me.
Exactly.
And I am going to look at her and just simply say, can I get out a couple hours early, have one of these, and start work before we land the 10 days, just so I can still be helpful?
I don't work for free.
All right. We were down there for what, 2 days? And that's whatever the calculations of what money we would have made for being on
Sure.
duty. I'll offer 75% of that. I haven't done the rolls for it. I don't
No, it's
remember.
fine. We'll figure it out in a little bit. He says, deal.
Great. And I'm whatever sort of shoulder temp pad things that we have for the I'll put in the money, or I'll Venmo her right now.
Bing! You see little Wailing Yutani bucks appear on her little data pad. She's like, ah, it's good. All right. Pleasure doing business.
Fortunately,
with you."
forgot to mark it as private, so everyone.
Yeah, I know. Everybody sees her history. She's like, shit.
Listen, finally getting the money XP thing counted off. Mark that down.
Yeah, you guys are going to get paid.
I was gonna say spending money doesn't
Yeah,
get
we
you
never-
points, only earning
No,
it.
but you
But
do.
I'm about to earn the money anyway.
That's right.
It's
When you
fine.
get back to the Yanla, you'll get your pay.
We're still thousands of dollars in the green because of cryo sleep to the start.
Yeah.
Of the
That
campaign.
is very true.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I think he would
It's-
absolutely do that and serious face with her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in your. So the whole thing is that like you are thousands of dollars of Wayu bucks in the green. Clearly,
Maeve just said Zenmo.
Zenmo.
Great.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Classic. Love that.
Well played.
I approve. I put the DM Matt G mother approved.
Chat comes through again.
Chat comes through again. Super. So yeah, Tucker, let's just play this out so that a couple hours later you are you're in cryo after having done what you need to do. Clark, you've as well done the necessary sort of scientific exploration of what it is that Tucker's neutrina, Trina 2, is going to have. I assume that's what you wanted to do the last couple hours, or no? Different thing entirely? Okay, is that something you want to reveal now or later? You're smiling.
It's something that
never a
needs
good
to
sign.
happen once everyone is in cryo sleep already.
Okay. Fair enough. I think at a certain point in time, whether people are in cryo sleep or not, I think Clark would probably be the last person, even though he's aware that he can put himself to cryo sleep. But I am going to make you do that roll, as FTL does in fact start up. So let me give you a sound effect, of course, as the cryo bay tubes. You guys hear the sort of computers warming up. And then as you all sort of look at each other, the display reads out all of the different individuals on the ship. The Marinos look at each other and smile one last time, and the cryo bay tubes slowly descend. At least for those who are going into cryo right now.
Dot is a little disappointed that she didn't get to see Chesterton's reaction to Space Locust, but
You
That's
can
a
check the
bonus.
security cameras when we wake up.
That's right, exactly.
nice.
Clark, what is it that you want to do now that everybody's asleep? Except you.
I would like to try to use my neurovisor on Dot. My neurovisor is a helmet with a heads-up display that allows me to potentially, depending on the dice, monitor and/or interface with a subconscious person in cryosleep, and see what they're dreaming, what they're thinking. At a higher level, I can interact, but I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't think I'm that level yet.
I don't know if this shits into your soup, but the whole idea is that a neurovisor is usually done before someone does go into cryosleep. So, like, you would have to open up her cryo bay, put the neurovisor, because it's like a helmet, right? So it would have had to have gone on to Dot before she went into cryosleep.
I think the idea that Chesterton has, whether or not it's legitimate,
Yeah.
that once she has gone to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
open her pod and put it on her.
If you open up someone's cryopod, that may have some definitively bad results. Waking up from cryosleep, inadvertently, is not advisable.
Bad news bears.
Would you like to take the chance, after a day, Clark, of waiting, Dot will have been in cryo sleep, and you wish to arrest said cryo sleep in order to essentially implant this helmet upon her?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Chesterton would like to try to get the helmet on and the chamber closed, and for her to remain asleep. Is what he's hoping.
Okay.
Whether he knows enough about cryosleep to know if that's legitimate or not, I do not know.
That's a really good question. So what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, since you have been awake as the FTL engines fire up, you feel like the inertial dampeners aboard the ship sort of like push you a little bit forward, and you feel space ripple around the ship as there's this weird sort of, almost sort of, like you feel like magnets are revolving around your entire body. You feel like there's this sort of strange pressure around you. Your eyes feel like sort of almost like pressed into your skull. At one point in time, you sort of feel something coming out your nose, and you see a single drop of blood. I think that we're going to have you roll for these NDDs, but let me just check the actual rule for it. Logical.
I remember these. These are not fun.
They are not.
They're fun to roleplay. They are not fun for your characters.
Yeah, so prolonged travel at faster than light speeds while awake can cause a syndrome in mammals known as neurological distortion disorder, or NDDs for short. To combat this, and to conserve resources on long trips, space travelers spend most of their time in FTL, in stasis. So, the rules are, after a number of days of FTL travel equal to the FTL rating of the ship, roll a d6 on the table below. When the same number of days have passed again, roll again, adding +1 to the roll. So the good news is that the FTL rating of the ship is 10. So it will have to be 10 days before you roll a d6. And luckily, you are only going 1 parsec. So although you don't have to make an NDD roll before you reach the Eonla, you definitely feel like something's fucking with you. Like your head hurts, like you're getting those bad headaches. But nothing disturbs you in this first day of being under FTL while not in cryo. That said, you want to remove someone from cryo before it's time to remove them the right way.
While keeping them asleep, hopefully.
While keeping them asleep. I'm going to ask you to make a Comtech roll, Clark. And in doing that, I'm going to ask you to come to Cryo Bay 1 where Dot is. So I'm just going to move you to Cryo Bay 2, which is right here. I'm going to shift ping you, and we'll see you right there. So there you are. So all of your compatriots, except for, of course, yourself, where you would be placed right here, would go. I'm going to ask you that you make a Comtech roll, please.
Swear to God, Marcus, if you kill my character. I will not rest until I destroy you.
Jesus Christ.
She has
Oh
a
my
certain
gosh.
set of skills.
She does have a certain set of skills. She's a kid, goddammit.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say, because you received 2 successes, you can't stunt this. We're doing sort of a little bit of an off-kilter way of doing this. Technically speaking, taking anyone out of cryo, even after a day, is going to cause them to have nausea, vomiting, a variety of problems. But I think that enabling the environmental systems of the cryotube in such a way, Clark, you keep Dot unconscious, but just barely, with 2 successes. What do you wish to do next?
So, I would like to use the neurovisor to put it on her head. All that I want to do is to see what she's dreaming, see what she's thinking while she's in cryo sleep. So I'm going to attempt to I assume that the neurovisor is 2 parts. There's a visor for her and there's one for me.
Exactly, yes. So
Those
of you who have
I'm going to
seen,
try to slip it onto her head.
Absolutely, yeah. One in a previous campaign that we had, which was called, oh God, what was it? It wasn't Destroyer. It was Destroyer of Worlds, of course. Yeah. No, it wasn't Destroyer of Worlds. It was the one with yeah, it wasn't. It was the Marine campaign, Destroyer of Worlds, of course. No, the Destroyer of Worlds was the 3-part series. The Marine campaign, the Sea Mom campaign.
Frontier War.
Thank you, the Frontier War. Thank you, Patrick. In the Frontier War, one of our episodes dealt with this, where we had an individual who had a neurovisor on their head, and there is a long metal cord that spans out of it.
Yeah.
And it was hooked into an actual visor that was around someone's eyes so that they could see the dreams of this individual.
Was it an engineer?
It was.
That's right, because that guy wound up batshit fucking crazy.
He sure did. He sure did. But you are not an engineer, and the person who is watching your dreams is potentially, slightly psychotic. But hey, who knows?
Oh, side note, do I see the gun?
Do you see her gun? I think she hides it, right?
Oh yeah, it's in there with me, but I kind of have it tucked underneath my thigh with my hand right next to it.
I'd say it's very difficult for you to see. Let's bypass that for now, though. Okay. So, with 2 successes, you're able to get the visor on her. She's sort of like mumbling a little bit, and her eyes are rolling behind her eyelids. You sort of know that she's in REM sleep. So now would be the perfect time to do it. I want to see, because I know that there are rules with these things, I want to see if the neurovisor itself has things that accompany it. Yeah, here we are. Neurovisor. It just says monitor.
I don't know if it's going to affect
what we're
redemptions.
Doing
Red
Platinum. Okay, so we have a redemption in chat from Astralis Plays, who has spent quite a lot of his channel points, 9,500 channel points. Ooh.
Somebody wants death.
To redeem for Shit Goes Sideways.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Why does everybody want to kill the 14-year-old?
Well, it could also be me.
I mean, I was already preparing
Probably
to traumatize the shit out of him.
I'm being
We'll see
creepy.
what happens.
Okay. So, Clark, I'd like you to make a Comtech roll. Again. This will enable you to tune into Dot's dream as she's having it, whilst this cryopod bay is open. I need you, before you roll, to know that you need a certain number of successes to succeed on this without having a problem.
That sounds like more than one success.
It is.
Okay.
What is your... Actually, I can take a look right now. It looks like, based on the roll here, you have a total of 5 in your Comtech skill. You have 3 and then 2, right? 2 in wits, or 3 in wits, and then 2 in Comtech. So
4 in wits, 1 in contact.
Superb. So, I'm going to ask Clark.
My Comtech is now better than yours. Womp womp.
Science. I'm going to go ahead and say, Clark, you will need 3 successes.
Okay. No.
That is not 3 successes.
Boy.
It is
I
1
would-
success. So it's not
I
an
would push it,
abject
but-
failure. Would you like to push it? I will allow you to push it if you would like.
There's no way I'm going to get 3 successes.
With stress, you may.
I'll-
Who knows?
5 dice.
Well, that's 6
You'll
dice
have
with
6
stress.
dice when you push because it adds stress.
So Clark, as you tune in, you see in your visor, you see there's sort of a static, and you hear voices. You hear Dot's voice. You hear the voice of other individuals you don't recognize. But it's sort of like, it's like your headset is like coming through with like garbled information. You're not getting what you need, and you're sort of like trying to adjust the frequency on her visor and on yours. You see her fingers beginning to twitch. She's beginning to wake up.
Can I give him one image that comes through clearly?
I will ask you to wait.
Okay.
I will ask you to wait. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No. That's cool. Go. Do your thing.
So, Chesterton, in a stressful mode, you feel your heart pounding as you're trying to get what you want out of this particular interaction, but you don't want to be found out. What do? You attempt to try again with your skills, whatever they may be, with this device that you have just found relatively recently. So I'd like you to add a stress, if you haven't already. Just hit the push button. This will add a stress to your next roll, and you will need 3 successes. That is 2 successes. Not enough.
So close.
Dot, what's the image that he sees?
So you're inside someone's eyes and they are running through a ramshackle sort of shanty town of homes built out of scrap metal, corrugated steel, doorways barely hanging on by their rusted out hinges, and your feet are pounding the pavement, rounding corners, dodging people with something clutched in your hand. And when you make it finally to the building that is your destination, equally run down and ramshackle as everything you've gone past, and you burst through the door, there's a woman sitting on the floor, coughing blood into a handkerchief. And as soon as you make it through the door and you hold out your hand, which you see contains some kind of medicine, the earth shakes like an earthquake, and up through the floor, a giant mouth opens and swallows the woman in front of you. And you scream, and you can't stop.
And I think that implies why Clark is panicked as he wrenches the visor off of his head. And you're breathing heavy, Clark. Dot, your eyes flutter open, and you immediately vomit.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna say that she manages to get over the side of the cryotube so that she doesn't vomit in her own tube,
Absolutely.
but just barely makes it. And she kind of like, she's sitting up, and I guess I don't know how big this visor thing is, but I think she notices the weight on her head because she's super out of it. She was just in cryo, and she kind of touches her head. She feels this thing, and I think that's when she notices Chesterton, and she looks at him and goes, "What the actual fuck?"
You're asleep. This is a dream. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, she would have punched you. She still might. She's like, she rips the thing off her head and just like hurls it across the room. What the fuck are you doing?
Chesterton fumbles with his with his words. He can't seem to get anything out. He just, I saw, I was just, and then he
You
turns
were
and
just,
runs away.
What? No,
He literally runs away.
you fucking kidding? What the fuck? Next time he gets 2 locusts. What the hell, man? Oh, God. Like, she's just sitting there with just her head is pounding as she's sitting up in bed. And she feels under her leg for the gun, and she feels that it's still there. But she's definitely gonna sit there for a minute, possibly an hour or 2, before she even considers laying back down and going back to sleep, because she is now utterly freaked out. And Chesterton, I already set you as my rival, and yeah, game on, motherfucker.
Okay, I think that is actually a sort of, as we fade from that scene and we sort of
Wait, there is actually one thing she's gonna do
Go
before
ahead.
she finally goes to sleep.
Please go ahead.
She's gonna go retrieve that retrieve the helmet that she threw across the room.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to sit down and meticulously take it apart down to its smallest possible pieces. And then she's going to lay the pieces down in Chesterton's pod, spelling out the words "fuck you."
Amazing.
And then she's going to go to sleep.
That's good.
Because that is the zen where she's like, okay, he can't do it again. It's in fucking pieces.
So
I can go to bed now.
the camera shot as we move from like person to person to person, through this darkened cryo bay, as Clark approaches his own cryotube. Finally, we move from the Marinos', Parkses, the other members of the crew, Savage, Tucker, Dot, and then Clark walks up to his cryotube in the dark, and he sees the words "fuck you" spelled out on his cryo, or in his cryo, in the bed itself. And I think Clark just sort of stares down at it with this sort of impassive, although we look down at his hand and it's shaking. And I think that's where we're going to go to break. Cool. Folks, when we get back, we're going to hit the Yanla and see what you guys have in store there. But
boy.
Until then, give us about 5 minutes and we'll come back from break. See you guys in a little bit. All right. Back. So, 10 days pass in the depths of space, with the UNCSS Solovetsky Island returning to the quote-unquote mothership, if you want to call it that. M-O-T-H-E-R, not mother, M-U-T-H-E-R, ship, the UNCSS Yanla. Let's all say it together, shall we? Yanla.
Yanla.
Name.
So there's always a deterioration over time. Meow,
Meow meow.
meow, meow. Yes.
Meow meow.
What's
meow meow?
It's like when we played Burn Bright and Craw picked every W word except the actual name of our ship every time.
Oh
we
my
talked
God,
about our
I
ship.
remember that. Yep. I
It's
didn't
so funny.
remember the name of that ship. I will never.
It was the
remember
Whistler.
The Whistler.
Because
That's
I
right.
named it. That's the only reason I actually
why-
remembered
yeah.
it.
So over time, the dreams you all have in cryo are, I'm just gonna say it out loud,
Private.
certainly private, except for the fact that we had that particular encounter before. Those of you who were not disturbed have dreams of red skies, dark winds, screaming, and the flayed face of Danny Marie. When you do wake, the cryotubes open and you hear the inimitable sound of the bays opening up, hydraulics hissing as you all groggily make your way out of cryo. And within a day of coming out of FTL, you see out of the main view screen of the Solovetsky Island the massive colony ship of the Yanla. And after docking procedures are made, you all are reconvening with other crews aboard the Yanla. And the many of the individuals whose crews have not left the Yanla, the other two ships, in fact, sort of all look at you and question you. There are many, many people who come around sort of asking you what occurred. But you are hustled aside by a variety of staff members and are brought into a sizable chamber aboard the Yanla, which is the debrief chamber. And within that chamber, the four of you are put into relatively comfy chairs, and sitting across from you at a table is Gaius, the Walter series android. And Gaius looks at you and says, "Welcome home. Very glad to see that at least most of you made it out in one piece."
Barely.
I would like to begin today by speaking to you all about the planet which we've sent you on a mission to reconnoiter, find out more about it. First things first, do you have the long-dated disk for the colony?
Dot will pull it out and just kind of plunk it down unceremoniously on the table in front of him. Hope it's worth it.
He looks at you and says, "Well, very much so. This will allow us to know quite a deal about this particular colony, what occurred there."
What occurred there is that people left alone in a shithole for too long went absolutely batshit crazy and started killing each other shortly after we arrived.
He sort of stares at you for a second.
Oh, and there were, let's see, leggy snakes and giant locusts and, oh yeah, some crazy huge harvester worm that ate half the compound before the locusts got there and tried to eat all of us. After we had a shootout on top of the sled with a crazy old man who wanted to murder a teenager, which, as you know, probably didn't make me feel very good, so yeah. I don't know, I think that maybe covers it.
He looks at the
Great
other three
place
of
for
you
a vacation, wouldn't want to live there.
and says, "Do any of the three of you wish to add to Miss Gale's report?"
I would like to be financially and emotionally recompensed for the death of my beautiful, long-serving tractor that has given me quite the opportunity to continue providing the best of services here, and that it will take time for me to respec another Dahote to do the necessary work, and that makes me sad. I just want it on the record.
Dr. Clark, have you anything to add?
Chesterton pulls out a tri-folded 4 pieces of paper out of one of his various pockets and unfolds it and hands it to him and says, "You'll find all of my findings detailed out in this report. which he, while he was in the lab, typed up a brief of very specific, unemotional accounts of events that we have all experienced in that report.
And you hear Dot say under her breath, "Suck up," as you slide it over.
Also, I think it's important to note that I think on like the side of Chesterton's face, like on his cheek, there's like an imprint of like a piece of circuit board that he like slept on from the fuck you thing that was stuck to his face that he like flicked off. It's still there, but he's submitted a full report, which is the events exactly as they happened and have played out for all of us.
Corporal Savage.
Gunnery Sergeant, thank you very much.
Says here on your report. And then he sort of looks back at you and says, "Oh, but that was before. Apologies. Gunnery Sergeant Savage."
Thank you. There was also some pirate sabotage prior to us getting there.
Pirate sabotage.
Yeah, they landed, bullied the colonists there, and went to their ship, and which was, in disrepair, but they went there and wiped the hard drive. So we got nothing from that.
I see. I would like then to ask the four of you what your recommendation for the future of the planet or colony. Question, this case, KOI 2650 spot 01, please.
Nuke it from orbit.
Yeah, what he said. I grew up in a crap hole mining colony, and even I think this place is a crap hole.
I agree that demolition is the best course of action.
Or just leave it alone. The planet will eat whatever's left soon enough. That place is not friendly.
Looks over at Tucker.
We didn't get to do much prospecting, so my particular skills don't come in handy here, but I would suggest a far better fortified defense and or perhaps more constant check-ins and or provisions to make sure that they could defend themselves should it be considered a valuable location. However, they were so busy fighting each other that it clearly wasn't about the resources anymore. I think we need to let this one go. We saved who we could. Maybe send somebody for salvage, but there's a fucking bug swarm.
And the giant harvester worm.
Oh yeah, and the fucking personal devil of mine.
You said a harvester worm.
It's the size of a goddamn train.
I guess they brought it with them when they came, but he's out and on the loose. And when I was talking to Benny, it sounded like they weren't the only people originally on the planet, but they hadn't heard from anybody in a really long time. So he didn't know if anyone else was left, but if anybody else also brought those worms and they got out and all the worms started reproducing however they reproduce, then you might not want to put anything on that planet ever again if you're not okay with it being eaten by a giant angry sea cucumber.
He sort of
Sand
taps
cucumber?
into his data pad a couple of notes.
Desert log. She's like, no, she's just off trying to come up with a name for it.
Says very well. It is at this time that I will ask you if you wish to put in any requests for crew replacements.
Chesterton looks at him typing suspiciously, and he says, I would actually like to formally request any documentation pertinent to this planet in the last 10 years. for my report, to make it more thorough, I think it's important to see any communication, any expeditions that have been made in the past to this planet, so that I can fully form an educated opinion on a suggested course of action.
He sort of laces his fingers together and he says, Dr. Clark, before we arrived here, we were the first mission to these colonies in the last 75 years to known record. You know that as well as I.
I hear the words that you are saying. However, my recent experience leads me to believe otherwise. So if you could just double check. Thank you.
Taps a couple of notes into his datapad. Doesn't respond. Crew replacements.
Yes. Being that we lost somebody to get swallowed by that giant sandworm, it would be nice to have, somebody to replace them.
Yes, I understand Murphy Bella Rose, deceased, was that individual. You realize, of course, that she does have family aboard the Yarnla.
Does she now?
Yes, according to my records, she has a brother and a sister.
Well, I suppose when they wake up, they need to be notified.
They are already awake, according to my records. One is a medic aboard the Yarnla. I believe that she's in Med Bay 7. The other one, I don't quite have information on yet. Sort of purses his brow, taps into his datapad. But that will come in time.
Well, it would be nice to have a medic in the group.
He sort of raises an eyebrow and says, You wish me to obtain the sister of the individual who has just departed your group due to death?
Hey, it's up to you. I don't make the command decisions.
If the need for a medic is indeed required, I can certainly see what I can do, but note that this individual will be quite affected by the loss of her sister.
Well, or, there's other medics aboard.
Indeed. Taps into his datapad. I will make a note of it. Any need for supplies to be refueled, etc.
More ammo? More grenades?
The company will, of course, supply you with the appropriate amount of military hardware as required by the need. Taps into his datapad. And finally, we come down to it, a thing which I'm sure you're all dying to know, as they used to say. Requests for individual bonuses. So each one of you will now, of course, petition for bonus pay. Based on your salaries, you will, of course, need to make the case within a short period of time. Looks over at Tucker. Brief and terse is the way we work around here. Activities above and beyond the call of duty. Any of you?
Well, being that we face some pretty big odds out
I'm
there,
sorry,
some hazard pay would be nice.
Sergeant Savage. I do not wish you to speak for your entire group. I wish you to speak for yourself and yourself only. Each of you individually will need to do so as well. Bonuses are individual pay, not group pay.
Sounds good. I think I deserve some hazard pay. Almost getting swallowed up by a giant worm, killing a bunch of leggy snakes, and, nearly escaping, what are those stupid locust things?
Yes, the records does seem to indicate that you were under some distress.
Not to mention keeping the Hatfields and McCoys apart.
I see the reference, and it is noted. Do any of you else, do any of the others of you wish to inquire as to bonus pay?
You know, considering that I am 14 years old, yet somehow I'm the one who found the long disc and I'm the one who knew about the shock prods for Herbie. Considering, again, that I'm a goddamn kid and I still don't know how I got this job, I feel like coming back alive at all is deserving of some hazard pay here. Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, your existence does not require any additional pay. However, it's noted that you were integral to the success of said mission. Any of the others of you wish to plead for additional pay as well?
Yeah, and I'll be quick about it. I need better access to the quartermaster so that we can prepare more effectively for the sheer volume of things we don't know is down there. I would like a little bit of hazard pay and or training to make sure that we can better survive when those of us who are not militaristically trained need to defend ourselves. And, well, if possible, I'd like to have a slightly more updated vehicle by which I can transport everyone around.
Mr. Tucker, I appreciate your candor and straightforwardness. I must say that bonus pay is not forward placing. That said, individual requests for additional gear be taken into consideration. Do you have any plead for your current pay to be adjusted based on the past acts that you did during the course of this particular mission? These could include anything that were above and beyond the call of duty, the discovery of something of financial or scientific value, with or without actual physical samples, or the acquisition of xenobiological specimens.
I think the hazard pay I'm hoping to request is making a bunch of century-old tech work in a very stressful situation very quickly, which no one else could have done except for me, and also dealing with an entire power generator whilst drowning in an underwater station and trying to keep the entire team alive whilst we pried that door open and then went back down to fix a reactor.
I will mark
Mechanics
that as...
talk that only I could have handled. No offense to the rest of my team. They were brilliant at what they did, and I was only good at two things.
I will mark all of these deeds under activities over and above the call of duty. Any others? Dr. Clark?
I would like to say something. Also, side note, prior to him saying this, as soon as Tucker started talking about his tractor, Clark kind of to himself goes, oh, and he has another piece of paper that he takes out of his pocket and just slides over to Tucker and doesn't even look at him, just slides it over in front of him, and continues on and waits for him to finish. The piece of paper is obviously his suggested improvements to his tractor. I would like to say that although I would much prefer information, knowledge, and truth as a reward for what we have done, I do believe that we should not be judged and compensated based on our individual efforts, but yet our group efforts as a what one might call a team, considering that we all have contributed separate yet equal valuable resources to the previous mission. That is all.
Thank you for that quite interesting diatribe. Makes a couple of notes on his datapad. So what I am understanding is that you yourself do not have any particular deeds that you would consider to have been done over and above the call of duty, any individual discoveries or acquisitions that you would like to include regarding your pay.
I would not say any of those things.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Very well. Dot. I may call you that, Miss Gale.
Sure, everybody else does.
So would you like to inquire regarding an additional pay?
I did already, I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll rewind.
If you want to throw in the fact that I didn't sock Chesterton in the jaw when he
Yes,
performed
thank you
some
very
weird
much,
science
Miss Gale.
experiment on me in my sleep.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Dr. Clark done. Gale done. Mr. Tucker done. Savage done. Very well. Thank you very much for your time. We will inquire as to the opportunity for an additional member of your crew to join you above the Solovetsky Island. I understand your next mission is due in 24 hours. You'll be departing. So please do take the time necessary to get yourself cleaned up, accoutered appropriately. We shall see you soon. Thank you. Just types into his datapad and waits for you all to leave.
That's gonna get up and leave.
As each of you leaves the station, your individual datapads, you hear some chirping. And each of you see your total money earned go up. Individually, you all get salaries, which we discussed at the beginning of the campaign, right?
Yes.
So you should know exactly how much per week, I believe.
If I put it in my notes.
I put the total amount. I don't remember per week.
Yeah, however, if we remember how many weeks it was, I could divide and then get the answer.
Right, so you guys have been on assignment for 1 day?
No, I mean the original, the big lump sum that we got for
Oh
being in cryo.
gosh, I'd have
How
to take a
many
look at
weeks
that.
was it? 2? Did we say we spent
It was
2 years in cryo?
No. It was 52. Well, I think it was about a year or 2. Yeah, it may have been 2 years.
It was 2 years.
Yeah,
so
it was
would
about 2
be
years in cryo.
108 weeks.
I have $100 written on my
If
character
I did that
sheet,
right,
so I don't know what that
50
means.
sorry, 104.
I have 58,000 and change.
I think that, yeah, like
Yeah,
these are your
same.
savings accounts, right? So you will have seen your salaries go up.
Okay, that's definitely not right because that says only like $5.59 a week, and I feel like it was higher than that. But maybe
Okay.
I was wrong. Let me
Me
look. Let's look in the books, shall we?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Well, there's different
Here we go. Salaries.
sort of. Yeah, there you go. What page is that on that?
I believe in the Building Better Worlds book,
Mm-hmm.
salary is starting on page. Is it page? Fuck, I had it. It's on. I think it's on page 152. But I could be wrong.
I'll go to that general vicinity. and see
Maybe not. Hold on. I'm still looking for. I'm just looking up the word
Hold on.
salary.
I'm almost there actually because I was already looking at pages. You said 52, something like that.
Hold on. That's for downtime. Sorry, folks. I'm just looking for the word
I'm
salary.
doing the same thing. trying to-
Earning a living. Yeah. 162. Yeah. Weekly pay for your PCs can be found at 162 of the core rulebook.
Oh,
So if you go to the core rulebook, yeah, not Building Better Worlds. I'm sorry. So if you just go to 162 in the core rulebook, then you will find the salaries.
Coming up.
Yep, there they are.
162.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I guess that was right.
It's a raise.
So I think if you guys want to just note this down, right, in terms of how much weekly, pay is. So, for example, Tucker, who's a wildcatter.
Labor.
Yep. That's colonial labor. Your weekly salary range is somewhere between 500 and 640. I think we said it was somewhere around like the midpoint of that. So we're probably
Yeah.
like 580 a week or something like that.
And I think that's what you gave me too,
That's about right, yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah, you were, because you were colonial labor. You were a minor, right?
Yeah.
Now, the next one is a medic. So, for example, a medic would be a doctor. And that would be probably someone who would
Kitty,
be
get out of that corner.
probably like either
Hey.
I would say like a commercial employee, a medical and science officers. So I would say the midpoint between 400 and 960 is probably around, I don't know, like around $700 a week. Yeah, like $700 a week for medics. And as well for doctors too, right? Medical employees, people who are not like high-level elite occupations. Oh no, actually that's not true. Scientists are elite occupations. So the midpoint between elite occupations of 1,320,000, because they have the highest spread, is like between 1 and 20. I'd say that's like 10,000 a week. Like, you are not poor at all by all stretch of the imagination, Clark. You make a lot of dough.
Like I said, I've got $100 written on my.
Well, you definitely don't have $100
Jeez,
unless you
I don't know
spent
why.
like $9,900 in one shot.
You probably just only did the starting money you get from character creation
Probably,
and didn't put in
yeah.
your cryo sleep pay.
Yeah,
Because I started the whole thing with $4 because kids don't get any money.
of course. And of course, for military officers and enlisted personnel, you will get $620 a week.
How long were we in cryo sleep?
2 years.
A long time.
104 weeks.
We get
Yeah.
full pay for cryo sleep?
No,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
you gave
you get
you
full
gave
pay
us
for
full
sleep.
pay.
I did. Well,
you gave us full pay for sleep.
I'm gonna say that's
Because
in.
it's still all that time of your
That's
life.
fair.
It's 2
Listen,
years that
you
you
guys
want
wanna-
to go travel.
That is
That
totally
math
fair.
comes close to what I've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
that's also the reason based on the money that I have. I know that.
you guys can put those in your savings accounts and have them accrue interest. Be my guest. What I'm gonna say is that, like, you guys can't like be millionaires on the frontier. This is not the game for, this is not a venture capitalist.
Where are we going shopping? It's
Right,
fine.
exactly. But you do see, since you've been on mission for 10 days back and front, right? 10 days to and from the Gorham colony, plus the 2 days that you were there, that's 22 days. So that is 3 weeks. So you get 3 more weeks of pay, plus an additional week. Each of you get 1 additional week for what you have attributed your efforts to as a bonus. But here in Gaius, you think individually that in order for you to get more dough, so to speak, not only you're going to have to go above and beyond, but you're going to have to bring shit back. He mentioned...
I'm like, Dot literally almost got up to go get the locust from Chesterton's bed when she said that, but she was like, nope, can't admit it was me.
Fair enough. Noting that any kind of xenobiological evidence, any kind of evidence with samples will gain you more money.
I feel like Chesterton turns in the locust corpse for
Probably.
himself.
You had your chance, Clark.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
But yes, that's how you make money, and therefore make money and experience points, because you're earning money, right? So I think it's now only fair that the 4 of you have made your money and made your stay on the Yonla noticeable, that we take a small scene as we focus in on a woman with the last name Murphy.
Oh boy. Also, please do this, but do remember that Marcus and I have to do our level up scenes yet.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. Last name Murphy, first name not
Brown.
Bella Rose. But go ahead. That's you, Julie.
You see a woman about 5'9", 140 pounds, long, wavy red hair, green eyes. Her smile is, at the moment, a little bit sad, but still there. And it's really quite pretty. And a red lipstick that, when you look at her, you look like you're doing a double take. Like you have to do a double take. Because as she turns around and looks at you, you see Bella. But it's not Bella.
Door slides open. Gaius walks in as you are drinking your mug of whatever beverage it is. You're in the med bay 7 of the Yanla, tending to a variety of injured people or ill individuals who have, over the course of the last 2 weeks, come down to med bay. Nothing too serious, nothing too horrible for you to work on. But Gaius walks through the door and looks down at his datapad and says, Murphy, Phoebe, Elise.
Yes.
Looks down at the datapad. I see the resemblance. Have you any experience aboard a colony ship?
What's there to really have experience for on a colony ship that I have not seen on other worlds? I'm a medic. I've been trained. I've seen some things that would make your hair curl. What is it that you need?
You are, you're aware of your sister's vocation, correct?
Yes.
Are you aware as well that your sister was a member of the Solovetsky Island crew?
Yes.
I regret to inform you that your sister is no longer with us.
She stops fiddling with her little tablet and really looks at him like for the first time, instead of being annoyed by his presence when she has patients to take care of. Excuse me?
Your sister is deceased.
She closes her eyes for a second and takes a breath. And this is the place you're going to tell me you're just going to come right in and just... What happened?
It's all here in the report. And he passes you a datapad. My deepest condolences.
She takes it and realizes her other hand, which is holding her coffee mug, is shaking. She puts the mug down as to not spill any drop of that coffee. Too valuable. Reads the report. Hands still shaking. She reaches up and puts her hand on a locket and just kind of holds it, and it's a silver locket and it's got beautiful filigree that's textured, and she's just kind of rubbing it as she's holding it, as she's reading through the report. Shakes her head. What was she doing?
She was doing
Does
her
Connor
job.
know yet? Well, obviously, dear. She's not the type to abandon a job. She does it. It's all or nothing with that one. Did you tell Connor yet?
No, Connor has not been advised.
Well, I should tell him.
By all means. Once that has been completed, your presence is requested aboard the UNCSS Solovetsky Island. Will this be an issue?
I guess we'll see.
Very well. 24 hours notice. Thank you for your cooperation. And he swiftly turns around and leaves the room.
Second his back is turned, she rolls her eyes. If I had a choice. And she just stops and grabs a hold of a nearby table and just tries to breathe and not let it get to her. Like, how do you not let it get to you? But there are patients around and people around, and she doesn't like imperfections to show on the outside, and she feels like crying in front of people would be a weakness. So she just kind of bottles it up, and see her kind of making a fist with one hand and gripping the table with the other and breathing slowly.
There's a
Gotta go find Connor.
there's a beep at the door, and the door opens, and medical technicians walk into the room, and they're pushing a gurney into medbay. And you see a dark-skinned man who's sort of like grumbling and sort of his teeth are gritted, and standing next to him is a young man also with dark skin. And he looks as he's a very solemn look on his face as he looks down towards this older man. He says, if your grandfather were here, the things that he would say. And the younger man says, but he's not here, Dad. He's not. Can't tell me what to do anymore. And he puts out his hand towards you. He says, hi, I'm Benny. Benny Parks.
Were all those names in the report?
Yeah.
Does any kind of recollection on Benny's face when he looks at Phoebe?
His eyes are kind of like a little bit, and then he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Do you need help?
My dad does.
Take him over there. And I'll get somebody to help him.
It's a big ship. Never seen anything like it.
It is a big ship. You'll get used to it. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Take your time.
And he just sort of sits down on a chair next to his father's bed. And we fade out from that scene. Let's flip to Dot and determine what it is that Dot's going to want to do in terms of other things that she might want to do aboard the Yanla.
Well, the first thing that she does, honestly, is she starts running. She's like going for a jog through the ship. There's so much going on in her head. She doesn't want to be anywhere near Chesterton. She kind of doesn't want to be near any of these fuckers right now.
Rude.
She's 14. She's having a meltdown. And so she starts going for a run through the ship. And as she's doing it, just images of everything that happened on that planet, and the locusts and the leggy snakes and Herbie and the crazy people just keep flashing in her mind until she kind of starts just running harder, trying to clear it out, and starts doing like parkour around the ship, like jumping on top of tables, crawling underneath them, just like dodging in and out of rooms until she kind of forgets how angry she is for a little while and just starts to have a lot of fun. And especially because she realizes she's annoying the shit out of people doing their jobs too. So that's just, she's having a grand old time, just like really feeling like a kid, maybe for the first time in her life, question mark. And in doing so, she gains the talent dodge.
Ooh, that's a talent? What is that?
Yeah, dodge. I will.
Oh, there it
Way to
is.
roll it.
Yeah, it's in the
Way to
core
roll- put it in the
rules.
chat.
I
Yeah.
got it.
It's one of the kid options when you first start, but I went for beneath notice, so I wanted to get this one too.
Okay.
Essentially, just means that I can dodge in close combat. I can use you roll mobility instead of rolling close combat. You can only use it to reduce damage or get out of way. You can't use it to like with block. You can choose to fight back.
Right.
With this, it's just getting out of the way.
Right, and you can even, according to this, you can even dodge a creature's signature
sig-
attack,
Yes,
which you cannot
can.
do.
You can't fight back against those, but you can dodge them.
Yeah, that's great.
And so she got a stamina increase, a mobility increase, and that talent.
Cool.
And then after which, when she is sweaty and exhausted, she takes a shower, and then she hacks into the data banks of the Ianla to get access to movies that she should not be allowed to because they are for people older than her. And taking a note out of Dudge's book, she watches a whole bunch of 80s horror movies. And in doing so, gains a point in contact for the hack and the talent Hold Your Nerve.
Nice. Very cool. What is Hold Your Nerve? Could you remind us of that?
Hold Your Nerve. Once per shift, you can choose to roll a d6 and subtract it from your panic roll.
That's great. That's really
so
useful.
It's not Nerves of Steel. It's not every panic roll, but I like the fact that you can save it for the one that really freaking matters.
The one that matters.
That one when you're like, oh my god, look, I rolled 5 successes and 3 panics, and my stress is at 7. Like, I'm gonna subtract that d6 so that
Amazing.
I can do the thing I just needed to do.
Cool. I love that. I love that for you. All right.
That's what she does.
Who else is left to spend their experience points to get new shit? Tucker and Clark and Savage. Let's go to Savage first, and then we'll go to Clark, and then we'll go to Tucker. Savage, what do you have left to do, and how do you do it?
The first thing that he does is go talk to Amir and get her to give him some pointers on command.
Yeah, Amir is a tried and true 3-world empire Royal Marine. So you guys met on the shuttle to the Ianla before you even went out on your first mission. She and Monroe got into a little bit of a spat about the 3-world empire and how it was sort of breaking apart into a contingent called NAPRO, which is the New Albion Protectorate, which is the sort of like rival, almost sort of like the rebel contingent coming out of Britain, so to speak. So you can tell that she was a little bit peeved about that, but you also understood that she has some military connections. But yeah, she's hardcore into command, so I think that she will indeed sort of show you what it is to perhaps be even sort of on your way to maybe one day being an officer. If that's something you want to do.
You never know.
You never know.
All right, so he'll put 1 point in command for that.
Yep.
And then, let's see. That's right. So, Koblenz, the Russian.
Yes.
He was former military as well, right?
He didn't mention exactly where he may have gotten his training, but when you guys were in the pokey together, after you guys beat the shit out of each other, and then shared a cigar, he did mention that, because you asked him, like, Spetsnaz, and he's like, well, not exactly. So he didn't exactly tell you where he got his training from, but he seems to have some kind of knowledge of hand-to-hand combat.
So he was going to go to him.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, he was going to go to him and get him to put me through what I just put Tucker through, but the Russian version.
The Russian version? All right,
Yeah.
so it's all like, oh god,
Nice.
what's the Russian? There's like a Russian.
Gulag.
No, there's like a Russian form of close combat that's called. Oh Jesus, what it's called? It's a very interesting form of Russian like hand-to-hand combat, and I think it's called like Sistema. That's what it's called.
Yep.
It's called Sistema, which is all about like how to move your body in a certain way to absorb and or dodge blows. So like if you get punched in the stomach, you basically like move your body so that your body doesn't
hit as hard.
it doesn't hit as hard. It's rigid. Same thing works for like knives. If someone like stabs you, you turn to the side, and so like you don't give them as much close connection to your body. Yeah, so he sort of like teaches you Sistema, which at the start seems very weird to you, Savage. Understanding like the basic, hand-to-hand close combat that you learned in the Marines, it's very much like take down your opponent, do as much damage as you can in the first few seconds of the fight, end it. But Sistema is about it's about endurance, it's about resistance, it's about fluidity. So it takes at least a day or so for you to like kind of understand it. But afterwards, he's like, not bad. Could do better, but American.
Can't be good at everything. So I'm going to use that for overkill.
Overkill.
Nice.
Tell us what
Overkill's a
overkill
good
does,
one.
please, sir. I love when people tell
Let's
me about
see.
overkill.
Overkill. You don't run and hide when the going gets tough. Instead of panic in the face of mortal danger, you can turn. Sorry, the little scroll thing is weird. You can turn your fear into aggression and use it as a weapon against your enemy. You can trigger overkill effect when you make a panic roll.
Okay.
So instead of making a panic roll, if it's 11 or higher, then instead of doing whatever it says, if there's an enemy there, I kind of go into berserk mode and just start killing.
It says you can trigger the overkill effect when you make a panic roll. See combat and panic.
Yeah.
Okay, so overkill is an effect, which I believe. Yeah, I think that actually. I'll have to look more into it because it's not like you never panic ever again.
Yeah.
You just have to do something a little bit different. I have to take a look in the core rulebook for a
I
second.
feel like Masters had this, so I
think
need to
it's
look this up.
I think it's just in combat. If panic happens anywhere else, I panic like normal, but I think it's only in combat. Or if I have an enemy in sight, I believe it's something to that effect.
I think you might be right. We'll take a look.
Page
At
page 104, I think.
It's page 74 of the core rulebook, so I'm gonna just quickly zap to that and let's see if that tells me anything other than what you just told me, because it seems
Yeah, that's
like
where I am right now.
There we go.
Overkill. You
Yep.
don't run. You don't run and hide when going against tough. Instead of panic in the physical, you can turn your fear into aggression and use it as a weapon against your enemy. You can trigger the overkill effect. When you make a
the
panic roll.
overkill
now
effect.
see 104.
yeah. So
Yeah, 104.
like we're going through a choose your own adventure book. Go to this page. Go to this page. Go to this
Basically,
page.
yes.
Okay, so page 104 talks about panic. But it also talks about the overkill talent, which lets you replace the effect of a panic roll result of 11 or higher by the overkill effect if you have any enemies in sight.
Yeah,
There
that's
we go.
and you won't.
You
stop
must
until
immediately-
you or
yeah.
all enemies in sight
Are
broken.
broken. Jesus.
And also, every other PC in short range of you
Must
has to
make a panic roll.
when you go berserker.
So he just goes absolute apeshit berserker, starts gunning down every enemy in sight, and everyone else is like, holy shit! And they all panic.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool! Congrats,
And then
dude. You've turned
you.
your guy into a real, tried and true berserker.
there we are. And then I've got one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for the last thing, I'm actually I'm gonna corner Chesterton, and find that moment when nobody's around, nobody's in the hallway or wherever he is, and corner him.
Oh boy.
Right? And When that moment happens, he's gonna slam him against the wall.
Whoa!
And he's gonna put his arm up against his throat so he can't talk. And he's like, if I ever find out you've been screwing with the kid or any other member of our group like you did again, it's gonna be the end of you. And then he's gonna knee him in the gut and walk off.
Do I have a buddy?
You might have a buddy. And then he's gonna use that to gain Merciless.
Oh, that is the one that Masters had, I think.
Clark.
The one is that the one where you can coup de grace without having to roll
Yes.
empathy?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because
Masters
that's
had-
only for
Masters
people.
Definitely
Though.
had that.
It's only for
Yes.
people, right?
You can a coup de grace. Yeah, without a roll. And then what was the other part though? Oh, hold on. Let me go back up. I missed it. Also, your stress level is decreased 1 step each time you cause an enemy to be broken.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So as I start dropping bodies, my
Your
stress
stress goes down. Wow, you really
That's
are
cool.
a cold-blooded motherfucker.
You have made yourself. You're making yourself into a Terminator. This is
Yeah,
great.
well, this is the thing: this is the dark road that Savage goes on. He becomes a savage, literally and figuratively. Who knows whatever humanity is left? We'll see what happens.
He's not cold to everybody, just the ones that deserve it.
But who deserves it, Savage? Who
Right?
deserves? Who
Right.
decides? Who gets to make that call? Clark, you get kneed in the gut by a very, very angry-looking Marine, saying something about "Don't fuck with the kid, or I'll kill you." Basically, I don't know how you react to that, if at all.
Well, I couldn't talk. The arm.
Pees himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also feel like once Savage has walked away and he's on the ground, like wrenching in pain from being kneed in the gut, in between coughs, he goes, "The kid, you're going to have to be more specific."
Oh boy, oh god. Okay, no, okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Clark.
How many sociopaths can we have in one party?
This is that kind of party. Yeah, let's go psycho.
This isn't even a Marines campaign.
It really isn't. It really isn't. This is the world or universe that we live in where everyone is just a psychopath because the universe is crazy and looking to kill you, so why not? Perfect segue to Clark. Clark, tell me what experience points you want to throw in there while you're on the online, how you get them.
So, while Clark was in the lab, actually doing lab scientific things, studying various matter spattered upon him, he acquired the talent Breakthrough.
Nice.
I like this one.
Which means once per game session, I can automatically pass an observation roll without needing to make the roll.
I like that.
So it's similar to analysis. I don't have to roll anything. I just get to ask you a question.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love that.
And in addition to that, with the rest of his experience points, the research that he had to do to figure out how to open the cryo chamber to get the neuro visor to work, all that stuff, like that's not something he just knew how to do. He had to research that. He increased his contact by 1
Smart.
point.
Very smart. Amazing.
Oh, fine. Now we're tied.
It's not a competition. All right. Anything else, sir?
No.
Fantastic. Finally, we turn to Beaucephus Tucker.
Yes, sir.
What do you have left to spend your experience points upon, sir?
So I have a bunch because having 23 and dividing by 5 means I get 4 things, and we really only montaged 1.
We did.
I think, for the sake of exploring a new subclass, I am going to spend 2 of those 4 on the other 2 Wildcatter abilities.
Cool.
Nice.
To expand on doubling down on the trope, because if the entire team is min-maxing, then it's not cheating. It's we're all just doing different things really badly and really well. I have 2 cool abilities.
Tell me
that I
about
can
them.
talk about. One is called the Right Path. You have a canny knack for seeing the terrain in a way no one else can and getting your vehicle safely where it needs to go. You gain a +2 to all piloting rolls when driving a ground or submersible vehicle, which is very useful in navigating maybe during a storm or underwater and perhaps running the shit away from things.
Driving.
that I think-
Like
Driving
Space
away.
Locust?
Yeah.
Shit things.
Well,
Yeah.
fleeing. But
For
I
certain.
also I'm fascinated by the implication that there are underwater missions written into the book, so that intrigued me as a potential sense of control that space or submersibles would be essentially in my milieu as the party wheelman.
Okay.
The other ability, which is interesting and might come into play once we learn about this briefing room situation, is prospecting. You are an expert prospector and can sniff out rich resources better than anyone. When prospecting, you roll twice on the prospecting finds table and keep the best results. So I get advantage on how much shit we find.
Yes.
Nice.
Which is important because, like I said, you get more money the more shit you bring back that's valuable to the company.
Yeah. And I will be able to pull up those tables when it is time to get to that stuff. 'Cause
Indeed.
I figured out where it is in the Building Better Worlds book for us.
Superb. Okay. So
The
that's
last
2.
one- Yeah.
And then 3 we went through. So the last one is 4. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm having a discussion with myself.
Yeah.
Is it theoretically possible, because Hold Your Nerve is just once a day or once a long
What's a shift?
shift?
Once a shift.
So
yeah.
once every, what is a shift like?
3 to 5
8
hours.
3 to 5 hours. There you go.
That I could double down on Nerves of Steel and Hold Your Nerve? Is that against
have both.
mechanics?
You can have both, right? Nerves of Steel is for every single roll, right? And then I believe here, let me just check the actual rules. I don't think the Nerves of Steel actually says, no, you can't have Nerves of Steel and...
Well, Hold Your Nerve was a
Hold
new
Your
talent
Nerve.
introduced in Building Better Worlds.
Right, but I don't think
So
that...
it wouldn't have a mark
would've
in
been
the other books
introduced,
because it
yeah.
didn't exist yet.
I don't think Building Better Worlds specifically states that you
It
can't
just-
stack the two, right?
It
If
does
it-
not,
yeah.
no.
If it's not opposed, I feel like that does fit the nature of a montage where he is trying to continually get better at not freezing up. Because the dice told me a very particular story with that set of panic rolls when Trina and Bella were taken. The other half of that could be also, in order to continue not freezing up and being more useful, if that doesn't fly, I'd be willing to put it into ranged combat and continue to get better with the storm rifle that I acquired.
Oh,
So that I could be useful in more than just flying us away if we have to stand our ground and help Captain Overkill to my left here. So I'm having a coin flip about it, and I don't know.
I understand. Well, Nerves
But I
of
can
Steel is
also-
just -2 to all panic rolls, so that's for everything.
Yeah,
And
that's why that's the definite.
Yeah, and then I think I do like Hold Your Nerve for you, especially considering what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that actually fits really well with your story. But that's just my opinion. You can certainly choose to do whatever.
Yeah, you see, yeah, you know, this is.
It drops your ability to panic significantly.
Yeah, which is kind of why I like the idea of the combo move.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dissimilar to Overkill and Merciless. All right, we're gonna flip a D2 then.
Okay, let's go. D2.
Hold Your Nerve. It is.
Hold your nerve, see? The D2 listened to me. Cool. So everybody is leveled up, so to speak. Everybody has talented themselves up or abilitied themselves up, whatever it is. And I think the day passes. Murphy, you are assigned to the UNCSS Solovetsky Island upon the morning to meet your new crew. And I think Dot, Clark, Tucker and savage. As you are sitting in the ready room, the door opens, and Bella Rose Murphy walks through the fucking door. Except she's
With
wearing
the
a medic's
same
uniform.
swing in her hip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is anyone else hallucinating right now? Because I think I'm hallucinating.
You're not seeing a ghost, kid.
Holy doppelgangers, Batman. I guess you're the sister.
You must be Dot. My name is Phoebe.
I'm not.
Interesting.
So are you two like twins or something? Or never mind. I'm
No.
sorry. That was real rude. Hi.
Close. We are a few minutes apart, but not twins.
Irish twins?
I think you missed the part where I said a few minutes.
Oh, a few minutes.
You must be the Marine.
Oh,
Marines-
damn.
Marines don't tend to math well.
We don't math well. Got any crayons?
You know, I probably do. I do keep some of those around for the children.
I could use a snack.
Jesus. Why do I feel like I'm listening in on like a private conversation between Ben and Julie all the time?
It gets so much worse.
Oh, hand wave, fade to black, X card.
Nice to meet you, Miss Phoebe.
Ah. You must be Mr. Bow. Pleasure to meet you, Bow.
Pleasure to meet you.
And that leaves you to be Dr. Clark.
Yes.
Yep, exactly that. Gotcha. Perfect. Okay.
The other members of the crew, besides the four of you, are of course Koblenz, Dudge, Quintana, Monroe, and Blatchman, and Demir. All of whom have a variety of conversations and looks at you, of course, Murphy, once you step into the room. And Dudge walks up to you and he says, I just want you to know I'm really sorry for what happened to you. To your sister. She was a really nice lady. She was really talented. She could sing. Really nice. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry. And he just sort of steps back and puts his headphones on.
As he starts to step back, she steps forward and actually gives him a hug and a little kiss on the cheek and says, "Thank you."
He sort of stiffens
steps
up.
back.
He's like, I don't know, I deserve that. Well, I'll take it. Yeah. He sort of like puts his hand on his chest. Everyone calls me Dudge. Wants to,
Dutch.
Yep. Dudge. Just Dudge.
Just Dutch.
Yep.
Thank you, Dutch.
He steps back, he sits down. From behind him, you hear Quintana go, "Oi, oi, oi! That was sad, man. What the fuck are you doing?" And he turns around and he says, "Shut up." She goes, "Man, you get a little closer to her. You have babies with her. Come on." Koblenz says, "Well, just stop the fucking..." I'm sorry, Dutch says, "Just stop the fucking rip rack. Just try to get things done around here, right? We've got work to do." Anyone see Gaius?
Prefer never to, but that's kind of not what happens.
Blatchman looks at his watch. He goes, "I believe Gaius should arrive in approximately 5, 4, 3, 2..." The door opens and Gaius enters the room on the very stroke of 1 p.m. Gaius walks into the room, sees the 12 of you sitting in this room, and says, "Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. And To Miss Murphy, welcome to the crew of the UNCSS Solovetsky Island. We are honored to have you here.
He just nods.
Now, if you please will all take out your data pads. I have information regarding your next mission. And he taps on the data pad, and you all see lines of text from Mother streaming through to your data pads. And you see information on the next mission. So, we will begin the next chapter, folks, of this, and it is called To Go My Own Dark Way.
Oh boy.
That is the name of this next chapter. The previous one was Home Sweet Home. This is called To Go My Own Dark Way. So, yes.
Chesterton at this point, way too late, says out loud to whoever's standing next to him, or maybe to himself, she looks just like Belarus.
No shit, Sherlock.
And then he's surprised when someone responds to him.
She just looks at him. Aren't you supposed to be the smart one? Yeah, she was directing that at you.
We just got a redemption in chat from JF Messon for another Shit Goes Sideways, which is going to be interesting. So I'm going to adjust slightly the information that you will be getting because of this Shit Goes Sideways. Thank you, JF Messon.
Boy.
So here's what you...
Necessary info about to be withheld, guys.
Very likely. Here we go. So you all see a picture show up on your display. And I'm going to showcase that to you now as I move you to the map I sent. I'm gonna move you to the star map because you guys are back at the Iyanla. So let's go back. Sorry. There we go. Here we are. And I'm just gonna move you to the map of the Lost Colonies. As soon as it loads, there we go. So you guys will now, if I refresh my screen, come on. Okay, save. There we go. Can you guys all see this map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There we go. Let me just zoom in. It's a little bit of effects on my screen here. Sorry, folks. There we go. So where you guys are is at the Iyanla. You were at the KOI 2650 system here. And where you are going, well, you've just gone across to where the Iyanla is, which is... my bad. Sorry about that. There it goes. The Iyanla is there on the screen. That. Some more artifacts on the screen. It's killing me. There we go. And that is that. Yes, that line indicates the distance that you went to and from the KOI 2650 system.
Quite a 3-hour tour.
Yes, about a parsec.
Da-da-da-da.
A little bit more. Yeah, exactly. We're doing this now with this fucking Indiana Jones shit. It used to be a red line, now it's an orange line. I love it. And so here we go. Where is it? Okay, let me turn this off for a second so you guys can go to this. This is a better sound. Okay. Gaius says the following. He says, Dillon Colony, KOI 784, spot 01. And as he says that, a physical picture of what the outside of KOI 784 spot 01 shows up on your screen as a handout. It looks to like this.
Oh boy.
And as you can see, sort of looking at this planet, you see that in the north portion of the planet, towards the North Pole, there are mountains cut by sky blue lakes. Towards the northwest, rough terrain, permanently overcast with persistent rains. A chain of volcanic islands towards the west-southwest. In the south, ancient earthquake crevasses. Towards the east, oddly colored jungles of alien vegetation, as well as steamy wide plains with hazy sunshine, and then essentially in the middle of the planet towards the equator, jungles with cave systems and sinkholes. And directly underneath that, an X that says Dylan Colony. And he says, Dylan Colony was established by Eldritch Dylan Sanchez in 2059 to take advantage of planet-wide cavern systems that were ideal for mining operations. Terraforming initially failed, but was successful on a subsequent attempt in 2100. The population at that time was 90,000, mostly mining interests producing gold, titanium, and hematite. The planet is exceedingly hot and steamy, with daily temperatures reaching 48 degrees Celsius. Mountainous terrain with ravines and thick jungle reportedly suffers from electromagnetic storms and monsoon rains. Gravity is Earth-like. The day is 20 hours long. That is all for Dylan Colony that we know. Remember our mission mandate and your responsibilities. Your colony potential report needs to cover the potential for future mining operations. He turns to you, Tucker. The status of the atmosphere processor. He turns to you, Clark. Any scientific research possibilities. And of course, the usual ad hoc opportunities that you may uncover. The distance to Dylan Colony is 2.5 parsecs from the current location of the Yana. Any questions?
Are we looking for another long disc from this colony, or just find out what's going on?
Every colony that you visit will have a long data disk to let us know the events that have occurred within the colony since its establishment.
Right on.
Seek out strange new worlds.
And new civilizations.
Is this a stand-up fight, sir, or another bug hunt?
I don't understand that reference. Next question.
Are we looking for rescue of survivors again? Because last time we barely had enough cryopods to fit everybody.
If there is a need, cryopods being what they are, we can always send additional colony ships if there are indeed people to rescue. If not, rescue may not necessarily be an option. It may simply be that the colony is suitable for further advancement.
Is there a reason you don't have contact to know that answer right now?
We have not sent probes to the surface of the planet. You would be the first.
We can do some probing.
Is it possible to receive all official attempts at communication logs sent to me?
I don't understand your question, Dr. Clark.
You claim to have lost some sort of communication and that you've reached out. I would like the official logs to any attempt at communication with this colony and any actual communication that you've had in the past sent so that I can add it to my report.
Are you asking if we have sent communications, failed, of course, to KOI 784?
Yes.
This answer is oblique and obvious, but yes, the answer is yes. You wish to have
Yes.
logs of that.
I assumed as much. I would like logs of those attempts
I suppose
for my report, of course.
perhaps we're asking the question the wrong way. We know that we have lost contact with so many of these colonies. What makes this a higher priority than others so that this is deemed our next mission in particular?
This is perhaps simply the closest.
And we didn't try calling ahead before we arrived?
Calling ahead.
Just putting out sensors and communication to make sure that we're not wasting our time going in a direction. We're just trying to cover our bases and make sure that we're not walking into a 100-year feud between two families that are going to murder each other over the course of one storm. You know.
Again.
Basics.
Yes, of course, I understand. That is why we have professionals such as you, of course, to deal with any ad hoc situations that may occur.
I
And
have
of
therapists
course,
for that.
logs of attempted communication. Yes?
Yes, of course. Logs of attempted communication to KOI 784 will be made at your disposal. Is there any other question of value?
I mean, if we know that there's sinkholes and we know that there's tropical jungles and we know that there's things that could be mined in some of these areas, I would love to go spend time with the quartermaster and make sure we load up with the correct supplies, if that counts as anything else. Do we
Of
have time for that?
You, of course, have time to supply yourself in whatever way you would like. What form of supplies are you referring to exactly?
Well, I'm thinking nice strong jungle boots for everybody in case we deal with any mud, and especially with sinkholes, we're going to want to have nice firm grip on sections of dirt and soil that will allow us to actually gain purchase when climbing or descending. I think we're going to need at least an entire regimen of 5 or more winches and cables to make sure that we can lower ourselves in safely without having too much trouble. Potentially, depending on the nature of resource management, if we wanted to get closer to the lava, we may need some more smaller exploration vessels for the watery areas around the islands over there to the left side of the map, and of course around the islands, the larger continent that is Dillon Colony itself, potentially. Plus, we don't know if there's any water in the middle or underneath it. So we're already looking at vehicles, major equipment. Do we know how humid it is exactly? Should we be dealing with any sort of thermal gear or sweat wicking, basically? Should we be prepared for underwater descent, or are we sticking entirely to the island here? There's a lot of logistics questions about making sure we can prospect effectively.
Like everyone else around in the halo around Tucker just like slowly just looks at him as he just rattles off this litany of things, and Gaius simply just says, "You will have what you need aboard the ship."
Thank you very much.
Dot is just kind of like nodding along with him as he lists things. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yep,
There's a
okay.
reason I'm the expert here on this particular corner of this particular problem. I cannot study it if I don't have the materials, much like the doctor over here.
What is the possibility of a replacement neurovisor? Mine seems to have been damaged on the last excursion.
He steps towards you, Clark, and says, "I'm sorry, did you say a neurovisor?"
Yes.
Might I ask where you obtained said neurovisor?
Yes, you may ask that.
Would you prefer to respond?
No.
Would anyone else prefer to ask a question of value?
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. Is that a no, or that
It
wasn't
had
that
better
wasn't
be a
clear?
no.
Savage
what?
puts his fist out to Dot for a fist bump.
Never
Mhm.
mind.
Bump.
If that is all, thank you very much for your time. And he stands up, and he opens the door, and the door closes behind him. Judge is like, well, here we go again. Fucking company. You know, let me tell you something. If we were back on Earth, none of this shit would matter. Right? It's because we're here. It's because we're under the fucking thumb of the company. Tan Blatchman sort of looks over and he's like, yes. Yes, we are. And he just
Whether
continues to
we
tap
are
on his tab.
here or we are there, there's always going to be a company man standing just behind us, or just above us, or around the corner in the shadow. They're always there. They're always watching. Whether you think they are or not, doesn't matter if we're here or there. It's all the same, really. So, are you gonna just complain about it, or just get on with this freaking day?
I don't like to complain unless it's something I can actually, fix. I was just saying, maybe, we could do something about it. We are a member of the crew. We are part of this whole Great Mother mission. I think it's completely unfair. I mean, you should see the fucking wages I got on this fucking ship. It's shit.
Write a complaint to HR. I'm sure they'll address it in another 100 years.
When you say that, you hear Koblenz. He just like, yeah, I like this one. HR. What is HR?
They don't
Savage
have it here.
Savage slaps him on the back and says, "Embrace the suck."
Embrace the suck. Yes, what he said. Embrace the suck. Is that not
She
the...
really does look
I
like Bella
mean-
Rose, doesn't it? Is it just me?
No, it's not just yours. She looks you're absolutely correct, Dr. Clerk.
Oh, thank you.
Dot makes a
Phoebe's
paper
starting
airplane
to
and
get
throws
slightly
it
amused by it.
directly at Chesterton's face.
JF has redeemed more points
Oh
in
my
our
God.
favor.
Oh, he
Oh,
did?
okay.
Let's see what he did. I didn't see it. When did that happen?
Add stress point to everyone.
When did that happen?
Just now, I guess.
I didn't see it.
No, that was the same one. I put it in
Oh.
Zoom chat when I noticed it.
Yeah, he didn't put it. He didn't.
okay.
You know, he did. He did. He said add a stress point, everyone. Okay.
Which only
Yeah, I
puts
guess
us
this
all
is
at
kind of a
one
stressful
point.
situation. You guys are all sort of sitting with each other in this confined space.
It's stressful
knowing-
because they're not answering my questions.
Because they're not
about
answering your
pertinent
questions.
Information.
Because of the fact that JF said, hey, shit goes sideways. So,
Mm-hmm.
no questions answered. Isn't that awful when your DM doesn't tell you what you want to know?
Yes.
I'm
happens.
here for
As-
the Hall of Presidents. I am not here for Space Mountain.
As Dot is casually chucking a paper airplane directly at Chesterton's face, she looks over to Dudge. She goes, "I'm with you, man, but fuck if anyone will listen to what I have to say."
Don't expect anybody in the company to listen. Here? Yeah, we'll listen. We'll hear you. We'll fight for you. Company won't do shit.
Oh, trust me. I grew up under Keller's thumb. I know how it works. The only reason I'm not coughing up my lungs in a mine somewhere is because my uncle pulled some strings and got me here, where I could also just as equally die. So at the end of the day, it's who gets my blood.
As long as you take some with you.
Yeah.
At least the smell on the ship is a little better.
Yeah, there is that. And believe it or not, the food's better too.
So as
Which
you guys
is
are
sad.
talking about the company and all of your woes, you sort of leave the ready room and make your way towards the UNCSS Solovetsky Island, which is of course waiting for you. And you all settled into your positions. The computers boot up. You all settle into your particular spaces aboard the ship, whether it be in medbay or in tactical or in engineering or in whatever function that you feel most comfortable. And the ship takes off into space. You are, of course, aware of the fact now that as you float away from the UNCSS Ionla and prepare for the jump to FTL once again, that this is going to be a longer stay in cryosleep. This is going to be a almost 3 parsec jump. So it's going to take you 30 days
Damn.
in
So
cryo.
you're saying we all earn money.
Sure, but you can't
But
spend
not till
it.
we get back.
You can't spend it till you're dead. So I'm going to say that as you all sort of like look to see if any of the quote unquote gear that you've requested has been put aboard the ship as per your request, you come to realize with some dismay that not all of your requests were made. You do not see hanging from the rafters shiny gifts from the company to give you a sweet and easy time with what's coming next. You may find that your weaponry is essentially the same as what it was, Savage. You may have now, instead of 2 reloads, you have 3 reloads. Clark, instead of your logs being complete, you find that the logs are encrypted. And so you will need to spend some time to decrypt said logs.
Are you trying to tell me there's no neurovisor?
And there is no neurovisor.
I also
Good.
wanted to request a backpack.
Oh, a backpack, that's fine. You see
What
like
about
a
polymer climbing rope?
climbing
There's a
rope.
backpack.
Okay.
It's empty.
Yeah, backpack. Well, I mean, it is empty because that's what he wants to put shit in.
It's also a JanSport. So.
Yes, it's a JanSport, so it's really shitty.
Vintage.
Murphy, you look to see medbay stocked up with probably half the standard amount of medical equipment that you would expect in a medbay of this kind. So it's quite depressing. Tucker, you requested winches and rope and all sorts of accoutrement.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna let the dice decide which of those things that you got. I'd say that you got like maybe a decent winch.
Did I get rope? That was what I was.
You got rope,
looked for.
sure. Rope is fine.
Thanks.
Are there tampons, electrical tape, and duct tape?
I didn't realize
I-
this was a MacGyver episode, but sure.
I still
Just check.
have my stash of emergency repair supplies from the last mission. Dot will always have that loadout.
Amazing. As you were all walking around the ship and you're all sort of getting into finding out what the hell you've gotten and what things you haven't gotten, you hear you're walking through the hangar bay and you hear Koblenz go, "Fucking piece of shit!" and he kicks the tire of one of the excavators, and he's like, "Man, the company, they fucking give us nothing. In UPP, we would have better shit than this." And at that, you hear Monroe say, "I'm sorry, what?"
Oh, not again, assholes! Not again.
"I'm sorry. Did you say UPP?" And Koblenz says, "Oh, we're going to fucking start this shit again? Listen, go take your fucking stupid little fucking chin tattoos and go toddle off to medbay." And she says, "Oh, okay." So it's like that. She turns. She says, "Hold these, please." And she turns to you, Dot, and says, "This won't take a second." And she fucking turns and tackles him. And she just starts to fucking ground and pound him. Koblenz puts up his arms and attempts to take the blows as best he can. Does anyone do anything?
Try and break up the fight.
Dot just shakes her head and goes, "And people think I'm the child." And she's gonna go start fixing the stupid excavator that he was mad about.
Okay. Do you take either side?
No, I'm gonna try and get between them and keep them both at my gangly arm's length.
Okay.
Jumpsuit still sort of half strapped up. It's the sort of the sleeveless, the bandana, and then the overalls aren't fully pulled on over everything. The jumpsuit isn't fully pulled on over. Listen. We know they gave us shit. Obviously, they're pissy about something. Let's not make this between us. We gotta get through this together. And I'll whatever you want for either trying to physically break up the fight or.
I would say, yeah, make a command roll.
Okay. Nope. Not my forte. Someone come help.
Yeah, so Beaucephus,
Yeah.
Tucker, you're trying to get
sorry,
in
not
touch
mine
between
either,
these
bro.
two, and these two are swinging, they're punching. You see Monroe like throw a right, which lands solidly on Koblenz's face.
Two
and
hands in one direction, foot in the other.
He grabs her by the arm. You hear a cracking sound. She goes, "Ah!" And she screams. It sort of echoes throughout the hangar bay, and they're rolling around on the ground. Does anyone else do anything?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
gonna grab
yeah,
her.
let Hank do
You
it.
grab her, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab her and pull her off. It's like, I know he's Russian, sweetheart, but you can't beat on him all day.
Okay, she turns and she swings at you.
All right, so I want to, since I grabbed her, can I make a close combat to see if I can restrain her?
Absolutely.
All right.
That's 2 successes and a panic. Go ahead and roll it just in case, but I don't think that's going to matter.
All right. Where's the panic again?
It's
been a
the
minute.
stress
Little
button on the
die
left-hand
next
side.
to your stress.
Unless you want to use your talent.
No, probably not the talent in this one.
Okie dokie. Oh, yeah, you keep it together.
You
Yeah,
good?
so you grab her arms behind her back, and she's like, "Fucking UA! You're fucking UA!" And she's just screaming as you restrain her and put her down. And Koblenz is like, "All right. Thank you very much." And he's sort of,
Yeah.
does anyone else do anything else to...
Phoebe comes out.
Yeah.
Phoebe comes out of the med bay, and like she's got her coveralls like halfway down and then tied around her waist, and you can just see like the little tank that she had underneath, because she gets hot on these ships. Well, whatever. She just looks at him. She goes, "Hey, they did not send me enough medical supplies to deal with this BS too. If we get in some trouble and we run out of shit, it's all on you, and I'm going to take it away from you first. Save it for the rest. You hear me? Knock
Okay.
this shit off."
Make a manipulation roll. Ooh, no successes. Do you want to push that, Phoebe? Or I should say Murphy.
Sure.
Okay, you push it with 1 success, you make it. With that stress die too. So I think like the tension in your voice comes out. Koblenz sort of turns towards her and goes, "I don't remember the first one being like that."
Do you not see the hair?
The first one was sweeter. This one's feistier.
6 of one,
You
half
just don't
dozen
get to
of
see
the
other
other.
side. Maybe you just didn't get a chance to know her well enough to see the other side.
Oh boy, look at this. She's just making friends everywhere she goes. First the pilot, now the marine. I can't wait to see how this fucking works out.
Dot is just shaking her head as she works on this stupid excavator, mumbling to herself about, like, I don't understand how I'm 14 years old and somehow I am the most mature person in this room.
It's just the same character that Sarah played every time.
I mean, this really kind of, it wasn't intentionally me at 14, but it's totally. I
Amazing.
wasn't doing it on purpose and it just happened.
On the overhead speakers, you hear the voice of ICC Inspector 10 Blatchman. And he says, crew, we're about to head to the FTL point. I think we should all get ready for cryo. It's going to be a long sleep. Thank you. Blatchman out. And you hear a click.
Fucking better be this time.
Drink a little bit more water before you go in there. You're gonna get dehydrated.
Oh, it's not dehydration I'm worried about. It's psychotic doctors, but thanks. She's going to go off and wash the grease off and climb in her pod. With the gun. She's never getting in the pod without it again after that shit. Hell no.
She looks at Dot like, I hope that wasn't aimed at me.
I don't know if Chesterton was in the room. If he was, it would have been aimed directly at him. But if he wasn't, it was aimed to the air.
I'm in the. He's in the room.
Okay, then yeah, it's aimed directly at him, and then she walks
Taking
out.
notes.
She kind of narrows her eyes at Clark, like, there's more to this story, and I'm not sure I trust you anymore.
Clark just goes,
Honestly, she's not sure she trusts any of these people that got her sister killed in her. So.
That's legit. That's a mood.
Clark walks away. He starts to walk to, like, get ready for cryo. And as he walks away, he says to himself, just like Bella Rose, it's uncanny.
Keeps getting funnier every time I say it. All right. So,
Oh, bless your heart.
with that, all once again get into your cryotubes and hear the inimitable sound of the cryotube bay doors closing over you. The cryo material making you all go to sleep in a peaceful fashion as you float into oblivion for your trip to KOI 784, Spot 01. And 32 days later, we see this massive ship falling out of FTL over a very dark green and blue planet. And there are clouds of gray and white that encircle the planet due to the intense moisture. You see that wreathed in these clouds are massive lightning flashes that sort of arch out of these clouds, strike the planet below. It's almost as if you're looking at life, verdant green life, but an angry version of that life in its most primal form. As if the planet itself is alive, but infuriated for some reason. If you could distill that planet's mood just by looking at it, you could sense that. And the two Working Joe androids press the button that says cryo off. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight. Folks, it's been a pleasure.
Please.
We're going to find out what is
Always.
happening.
What
is happening here? What is
What
happening?
fresh hell awaits us on this blue-green orb?
Who will kill Clark first?
I think that the chances of Clark's survival have dropped significantly.
Yeah.
In the same way that you, Clark, made odds on everyone else's survival in the first couple of episodes, I think you may have done yourself in just a smidge. Just a smidge.
I did. But he has very specific motivation for his actions.
Sure.
Spite with a child?
No. Not at all. I mean, maybe a little.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Folks.
Did put a locust.
Yeah, you did kind of put a giant, like,
Yeah, we did.
man-eating bug corpse.
We didn't address that, but I found it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You were supposed to.
Yeah,
It was probably delicious. The the next time we meet, we will find out what happens and what you guys find on
Angry Planet.
Dylan Colony. Yes, Angry Planet.
Not folk songs, apparently.
It sounds like a nature documentary.
Yeah, I was going to say David Attenborough.
Angry Planet. Welcome to Angry Planet. This planet is a very angry one. There are angry things that live.
Behold the way the plants eat everything that is alive. It is unsafe for intelligent life to try and relax.
Is this like a Jacques Cousteau thing?
Recreation.
No, I mean, I'm, yeah. I
You're
was
Jacques
saying-
Cousteauing. I'm David Attenboroughing, and you're Jacques Cousteau.
Not Jacques Cousteau.
That's Robin Williams from Aladdin doing David Attenborough.
This is going downhill so fast.
This is an angry tree. This
No,
is an
what's
angry little
what's
tree.
his face from The Mandalorian?
I would like to
I
see
am
the
an
child.
Oh, Werner Herzog.
Thank you, Werner
Werner.
Herzog.
Oh yeah, Werner Herzog. Yes, I would like to see the baby.
The xenomorph. It's a very hungry species on the planet. Colonization is not very
Colonization.
Sorry,
Colonization.
it's always going to slip Arnold.
Yes. All right.
Imagine that narration.
We're getting loopy here, folks.
Wartsog.
It's time to go to
We
bed.
are.
Thank you so much, all of y'all, for watching us play The Lost Worlds. We'll see each other again in about a month's time or thereabouts. We've all said our hellos and goodbyes, so we want you to do yourselves a favor if you haven't already done so, and that is to remember, take care of yourselves. But do not forget, take care of each other. Thank you for watching, folks. Have a great night. We'll see each other soon. Mwah! Bye.